75 years, Holt service trucks have hit the streets of central Iowa to help customers in need. It might be for plumbing, heating, cooling, a water heater, or the usual repairs and maintenance. We've done that with quality work from quality employees who bring passion and personality to the job. That's the Holt difference. It gives me great pride to see how our company has grown from the seeds of success my grandfather planted in 1947. That's why more and more central Iowans are saying, let Holt handle that.
Mornings. They can be hectic.
Let's go!
So can your car, so to get a free pickup, drop-off, or delivery, head over to Honest Wrenches. And their loaner vehicles?
No extra charge.
Find your peace of mind with even more wonderful services.
Every vehicle that comes in gets a full visual inspection and a 5-year, 50,000-mile warranty. No extra charge.
Head on over to Honest Wrenches. No extra charge, and it's how service should be.
We all love a good win, however small or ordinary. Losing track of time, finding yourself with a few extra dollars in your pocket, soaking up the perfect Iowa day. These are the everyday delights and small victories that make us smile. These are the moments that connect us all as Iowans. And these are the moments that, more often than not, start with Iowa's farm families and the corn they're growing. Because when corn grows Iowa, Iowans win.
When you need to conquer the drifts on your property, get the job done your way. The Western Defender Compact Snowplow. All the professional grade features in just the right size for your mid-sized pickup or SUV. Easy to attach and easy to use. Get the performance to plow like this and finish like this. Western, more jobs done faster.
Visit Truck Equipment Inc. today at truckequipmentinc.com.
Our year-end sales event is going on now at DeArmond Automotive, Knoxville.
With over 60 new vehicles in stock on the ground, you can take delivery now.
Every new Chevy, Buick, GMC, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram, and all DeArmond certified used vehicles are tagged with one low sale price.
DeArmond Automotive Knoxville, DeArmondAuto.com.
You're watching Iowa High School basketball on the Central Iowa Sports Network. Tonight we've got an action-packed doubleheader of hoops action as the Ankeny Centennial Jaguars go head-to-head with the Waukee Warriors. And hello everyone, we're delighted to have you with us on this Friday night from inside Waukee High School alongside Blake Walker. I'm Hunter Phillips, and Blake, we're just a handful of weeks into the 2022 through 23 high school hoop season, and already we have seen our fair share of surprises, wild finishes, and breathtaking performances. And there will be no shortage of excitement tonight as a pair of CIML programs will collide, beginning with a much-anticipated matchup on the girls' side.
Yeah, Ankeny Centennial, ranked 8th in Class 5A at 6-3, takes on 12th-ranked Waukee, who is 2-4. Waukee being the only team with a under 500 record to still be ranked, but they've played very, very tough teams this year. A young team led by Coach Franklin, but this Centennial team was only 6 points away from breaking a 30-game winning streak the other night against Johnston. So this is a very talented Ankeny Centennial team. You called that game. Waukee's going to have a tough battle for them again.
Yeah, like you said, Blake, Ankeny Centennial checking in at number 8 in the latest Class 5A rankings from the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. Arrive already into its 10th game on the young season with a 6-3 record. The Jaguars fell just short in that hard-fought battle with the reigning Class 5A champions Johnston 46-40 on Tuesday, and are still in search of its first CIML win. So, Blake, this is a Centennial team that plays physical. They lead the state in offensive rebounding and have multiple players that can really step up night in and night out.
Yeah, they do. I mean, this season, 348 rebounds. You compare that just to 163 of Waukee's. They've played more games, so that'll skew it just a little bit, but offensively, so talented. And Kennedy White, the senior, she is so fun to watch. Averaged about 13 points per game. Heck of a three-point shooter. Great field goal percent on the season, over 50% beyond the field for her. So they're a very, very talented team. They move around really well. Waukee, they have a lot of tools as well to play with. Miranda Peters really good on the glass. Kirsten Hauk is great. Overall, could be a sneaky night for Ankeny Centennial. Waukee's very tough.
Yeah, and shifting gears over to number 12, Waukee, who is back at home following a 17-point win in Urbandale earlier in the week. It snapped the 4-game losing skid for a Warriors team that is starting to get back to full strength. Sophomore guard Emily Sorensen was out for the first handful of games. She is back and coming off a 15-point performance at Urbandale. And so Waukee's 2-4 record, Blake, is a bit misleading because they did not have their full complement of players for the first 4 games. And so they, too, are still looking for their first win here in CIML play, but they're a team that can compete with the best of them once they get up and rolling.
Your one bad shooting night against Ankeny from a victory. Another just kind of out-rebounding night to win against Southeast Polk. You went down to the wire against Waukee Northwest and lost on the last possession and then got beat by Dowling, and then you get the big win against Urbandale. So, yeah, like you said, they're in almost every single game they've been playing. It's just they got to start to finish, and they'll get there. They'll get there. It's a good challenge tonight. You're on your home court. You can relax a little bit, get close to the holiday season. You're feeling a little bit of that Christmas spirit, and you're going to have a great crowd behind you. This is one of the hardest places to play in high school basketball here in the state of Iowa.
Well, and then following the girls' game, we'll bring you game 2 of our doubleheader featuring a pair of top 5 squads on the boys' side as number 3 Ankeny Centennial faces number 4 Waukee. We've got Friday night hoops here in Waukee. We'll step aside for a quick timeout. When we come back, we'll bring you the starting lineups and tip-off of our first game tonight between Ankeny Centennial and Waukee. You're watching Iowa High School basketball on CISN.TV.
1,300 vehicles on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. If we don't have it, you can build it. Newly expanded service department means we're hiring. See the openings on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. WaukeeChevy.com.
We are so much more
than an energy company.
We are connectors,
community protectors,
and clean energy leaders.
We are
job creators,
friends and neighbors,
stewards of your dollars and savings.
Yes, we
are so much more.
We are the energy
behind your everyday,
and we are
obsessively,
relentlessly
at your service.
I'm off to college. Oh, rats!
Hi, Joe the car guy with a reminder. Before you send your kids off to school, set up an appointment with Westside Auto. We check everything from tires to belts, fluids, hoses, wipers, and lights. 44 inspection points to help prevent that oh rats moment for your students. Call us today to set up your appointment. We'll have your kids off to school saying,
for the best, head west.
Westside Auto.
Ever have one of those awkward moments when a business disappointed you? You got ripped off? Didn't get what you expected? The Better Business Bureau can help you avoid these uncomfortable situations. BBB accredited businesses are honest, ethical, and reviewed annually by the BBB. Don't experience another awkward moment with a bad business. Trust the ones that operate with integrity. Look for the BBB seal. It's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
We all love a good win, however small or ordinary. Losing track of time, finding yourself with a few extra dollars in your pocket, soaking up the perfect Iowa day. These are the everyday delights and small victories that make us smile. These are the moments that connect us all as Iowans. And these are the moments that, more often than not, start with Iowa's farm families and the corn they're growing. Because when corn grows Iowa, Iowans win.
We are so much more
than an energy company.
We are connectors,
community protectors,
and clean energy leaders.
We are
job creators,
friends and neighbors,
stewards of your dollars and savings.
Yes, we
are so much more.
We are the energy
behind your everyday,
and we are
obsessively,
relentlessly
at your service.
For 75 years, Holt service trucks have hit the streets of central Iowa to help customers in need. It might be for plumbing, heating, cooling, a water heater, or the usual repairs and maintenance. We've done that with quality work from quality employees who bring passion and personality to the job. That's the Holt difference. It gives me great pride to see how our company has grown from the seeds of success my grandfather planted in 1947. That's why more and more central Iowans are saying, let Holt handle that.
Welcome back to Waukee Fieldhouse here inside of Waukee High School. It is Ankeny, Centennial, and Waukee battling in a much anticipated doubleheader of prep hoops. In moments, we will have our national anthem and then meet the starters for tonight's girls game, a top 15 matchup between the Jaguars and the Warriors. So Blake, just final thoughts here before we get underway for what will be the 16th meeting since 2013 between these two. It's been very competitive over the years, and we expect the same tonight.
I think, Waukee, I think they're due. It just feels like they're on the verge of getting something here. And, a lot of these teams have had a couple days to take a break and whatnot. I feel like Waukee, they're bound to break open soon. And Centennial, you're coming off that high of that first game. Might be slipped just a little bit, but this is a very good Centennial team. Waukee's going to have to be on their best.
So now we will step aside for the national anthem, and when we return, starting lineups here on CISN.TV.
1,300 vehicles on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. If we don't have it, you can build it. Newly expanded service department means we're hiring. See the openings on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. WaukeeChevy.com.
We are so much more
than an energy company.
We are connectors,
community protectors,
and clean energy leaders.
We are
job creators,
friends and neighbors,
stewards of your dollars and savings.
Yes, we.
We are so much more.
We are the energy
behind your everyday.
And we are
obsessively,
relentlessly
at your service.
I'm off to college. Oh, rats!
Hi, Joe the Car Guy with a reminder. Before you send your kids off to school, set up an appointment with Westside Auto. We check everything from tires to belts, fluids, hoses, wipers, and lights. 44 inspection points to help prevent that oh rats moment for your students. Call us today to set up your appointment. We'll have your kids off to school saying,
For the best, head west.
Westside Auto.
Almost ready for basketball here in Waukee. Hunter Phillips and Blake Walker, delighted to have you with us for this doubleheader between Waukee and Ankeny Centennial. Now we'll turn things down to the court to meet the starters for both teams.
And your Waukee Warriors. Let's introduce our starting lineups. First for the visiting Jaguars. Starting at guard, a 5'8" sophomore, number 4, Jaden Pratt. At guard, a 5'8" sophomore, number 5, Maya Crawford. At guard, 5'6" senior, number 10, Avery Porter. A senior, standing 5'7", at guard, number 11, McKenna Clark. And at forward, a 6'1" senior, number 24, Kennedy White. Head coach for the Jaguars is Scott DeYoung, assistant Steve Runchie, Rochelle Schmidt, Andy Fain, and Dennis Albertson. And now, the starting lineup for your Waukee Warriors. At forward, the 5'10" senior, number 3, Miranda Peters. At guard, a 5'9" sophomore, number 4, Emily Sorensen. At forward, a 5'10" junior, number 14, Mara Biokia. Chitri Williams. And at forward, a 5'11" junior, number 30, Sophia Holt. Head coach for the Warriors is Danny Franklin Brinty. Assistants, Jared Brinty and Abby Miller.
So those are the starters for tonight's game between Ankeny Centennial, number 8 in the latest Class 5A rankings, and number 12, Waukee, who is an even 2-2 when playing here at home, while Ankeny Centennial is 3-1 on the road. Both teams searching for their first CIML win. Ankeny Centennial coming out in their road black uniforms with white numerals and the lettering gray trim Jaguars across the chest. And Waukee in their home white uniforms with purple numerals and lettering, gold trim, Warriors and cursive across the chest. Good crowd on hand here for the first game of our doubleheader here tonight. It will be Sophia Hope and Jaden Pratt at center court to tip this one off. And after a chase by Miranda Peters, we're underway here in Waukee. Sophia Hope giving it up to the baseline. Back to Hope, 5'11" junior. Shot got blocked by Centennial. It will remain with the Warriors here with 19 on the shot clock.
Interesting thing here early, Hunter. Kirsten Hauk, the leading scorer for Waukee, not in the starting lineup. She's on the bench. She's first in line in the bench, but not in the starting, or excuse me, not in the starting lineup.
And in place is Mara Yokiel, another player that we got a chance to see Waukee a few weeks ago at Southeast Polk. Did not play in that game. Corner 3, left short by McKenna Clark. It will go to Waukee, a team that is third in Class 5A in three-pointers attempted per game, hoisting up nearly 26 threes a contest. This is a team that is not afraid to let it fly. In fact, they made a season-high 11 in their win against Urbandale earlier in the week. There's a three that's off the mark by Sophia Hope. And running come the Jaguars. Pratt, shot fake, quick drive in, up and under layup short, but she will be at the line to shoot two.
Warrior foul is on number 30.
A couple just different faces in that we really haven't seen in the starting lineup so far this season for Waukee in this starting lineup, and you know that was expected. They go deep. Centennial does not go very deep. You saw that in the win or in the loss against Johnston the other night. Just kind of two separate entities for these two teams going forward.
So for head coach Danny Franklin, it's been experimenting with different lineups, either by virtue of injury or other causes. Jaden Pratt, 2 for 2 at the line. Had 7 points, 6 of which came in the third quarter in that narrow loss to Johnston on Tuesday. Legal screened by the Warriors. We'll give it back here to the Jaguars, a team that is very tough on the defensive end of the floor. In fact, they are third in 5A in scoring defense, allowing just 33.6 points per game.
And so good at putting together runs. You saw that in that game against Johnston. So many times it looked like Johnston was going to easily pull away. And just like that, Centennial was able to rally back and almost make it a ball game. It's something to watch for tonight.
Well, and in the third quarter, going back to that game, they led by as many as 7 points, but then a freshman by the name of Jenica Lewis put the Dragons on her back to end the third quarter. And in a tight fourth quarter, the Dragons did enough in the end to come away with what would be their 32nd consecutive win. They have not lost since falling to Waukee in the 2021 Class 5A championship. Sophia Hope backtracking her dribble. Here is Sorensen, third game back for the Warriors. Thinking about the three is Hope as the shot clock starts to dwindle. Difficult shot goes off the side of the basket. And so another good defensive possession for the Jaguars. Nice turn and move there off the step for Maya Crawford, 5'10" sophomore guard who averages 9 points per game. Makes it a 4-0 Jaguar lead here early. Sorensen off the glass, no. Rebound gets tapped to McKenna Clark, one of 2 seniors that will be playing their basketball collegiately next year. Travel on Jaden Pratt.
Well, and you got a couple seniors in the starting 5 for Centennial, but Pratt and Crawford both sophomores. So there's definitely a lot of youth coming up through the program here at Ankeny Centennial, a lot to look forward to. Kind of same thing with Waukee, a lot of juniors, couple of seniors thrown in there, but yeah, to have 2 sophomores in your starting 5, that's huge.
Yeah, the future awfully bright for Scott DeYoung's program. Pass in the congested lane gets knocked loose. Battle for the loose ball, waiting for the held ball signal. There it is. And it will go back to Ankeny Centennial. So Waukee here almost 3 minutes into this opening quarter, still looking for their first bucket.
Yeah, it's a lot of good hands-up defense for Centennial. They're not really giving Waukee any opportunity down low for Miranda Peters to work.
Cutting is Crawford, catch and finish. Very good find there on the cut by McKenna Clark. It's a 6-0 Ankeny Centennial lead. And now Waukee will inbound it here deep in their corner. And how about the effort displayed by Jaden Pratt?
Well, and it shouldn't be understated that these 2 sophomores have taken the most shots out of anyone on the team. So eager to shoot the ball. And if you're eager to shoot, usually with the younger ones, you're like, you're kind of timid. These 2 girls really like to shoot the ball, and it's only helping them. Crawford's a 37% shooter, and Jaden Pratt's a 40% shooter. So it's not hurting anyone.
Warriors get it across the timeline. First time shown by that press from Ankeny Centennial. Good look there for Peters, but unable to bring the pass in. Off the cut was Yokiel.
And I know Yokiel's probably mad at herself, and she was because she couldn't grab it, but the bench let her know you had the right idea. Good cut.
Warriors denying the post feed for Kennedy White. And after it was initially Warrior ball, it will stay with Ankeny Centennial here. 4:38 to go in the first. Jaguars up here early 6-0.
And it's just strange. You look at Centennial and you're like, well, they don't really have a ton of height. It just nothing really stands out, but they're just so good fundamentally, and that's just what Coach DeYoung's done with them. And overall, that's what makes them so good. Off to a 6-3 start like they are, and Tuesday was a huge bright spot, and I know it put a lot of people on notice for Ankeny Centennial.
Played very well against Johnston. In fact, you go to some of their losses this year to Dowling Catholic and to Valley, they have come by 6 points or less. So they have been in every single game this season. It's just finishing against those kind of teams. There's a steal by Crawford. She has now scored 6 straight for the Jaguars, who are now up 8-0 here with 4:15 to play in the opening quarter. Kirsten Hauk knocked loose. Back to Ankeny Centennial, who is setting the tone here in this road contest.
Take a look at the steal attempt. That's just 2 girls getting in on it. Crawford's able to knock it away. That's what Centennial's doing there. I mean, right when Waukee gets across the timeline, they almost have 1 or 2 girls right there up on each other's face. And, I mean, they can't really breathe right now. They're just doing a great job staying up front, hands to hand, and not really letting anyone go anywhere.
Well, Crawford is one of 3 Jaguars to have 10 or more steals on the season. She has 16. Ball going off of the hands of Porter, rolling out of play. And we'll go back to Waukee, who is again searching for their first points of the night, and will be presented with another tough Jaguar press here.
Well, and sometimes they're trying to hurry down court. Sometimes they try to go half court set. It's just nothing seems to be working right now. Centennial's pretty much got this whole thing figured out.
Porter ahead to Crawford, layup under the rim. Fortunate break for the Warriors, as that could have been an easy transition bucket once again by the Jaguars. Sophia Hope, the Warriors trying to find something. Top of the key 3, in and out. Attempted there by Yokiel. One and done possession for the Warriors. Again, Ankeny Centennial is a team that leads the state in rebounding. They get the bucket by Porter, and a timeout is called by Waukee. So a 10-0 start to this one for the Jaguars. And we're over halfway through this opening quarter, Blake, and it's really all started on the defensive end for Ankeny Centennial, and that's where they've set the tone, and it's helped them get buckets on the other side.
Yeah, they're forcing a lot of turnovers. I mean, that's pretty much just how it's gone so far. Waukee's only turned the ball over 82 times this year to Centennial's 102. Granted, you play a couple more games, but yeah, the pressure up front is definitely hurting Waukee, and they can't really get any good-looking shots. Most of them have been forced. And they like to shoot the three, and they've gotten a couple looks, but they can't get anything down low, and just very handsy defense for Centennial, able to jump all these passing lanes. It's definitely not helping for Waukee.
Clint Weber, if you are in the building, please come see me.
So the Warriors out of their timeout. Bring it up with Kirsten Hauk, the top scorer for Waukee. There's Hope high off the window. No, Peters rebound and fouled on the fadeaway putback. So Miranda Peters here with 3:04 to go in the first. Will try to get the Warriors on the board here for the first time on the night.
I want to go back to that pass by Marin Salo. I mean, the freshman, we've talked about her in a couple games that you and I have done. Very talented for Waukee. I mean, that time she was able to get back door and able to give it back off to Hope. Just couldn't quite get the layup to go, but sets up a nice play, and finally Waukee's on the board.
Peters knocks down both. For Waukee, had 9 points, 5 rebounds, and an assist in their win at Urbandale earlier in the week. And there is the aforementioned Marin Zalo with the steal. Deep three on the way. Off the mark by Sorensen. Rebound Porter and Ankeny Centennial.
It's good to see Sorensen back in the lineup. I know she was hurt. She's got the giant brace on her left leg. She was big last year. Her and Kirsten Hauk are a nice 1-2 duo for Waukee. Good to see her back in the starting lineup.
Crawford from the corner backs it out to Porter for three. Off the mark. She had a couple threes. And the loss to Johnston on Tuesday. Kirsten Hauk on the breakaway in the lane. Count it! And one for Kirsten Hauk.
I mean, that's what she does. I mean, she is so good, putting her head down, going to the basket, able to kind of grab it here with her right hand to go up strong. Gives Porter just a little bit of reach. Gladly take the end one on the end of it.
Hauk averaging 13.2 points per contest and a 75% free throw shooter on the season. She also had 9 points in that win at Urbandale on Tuesday. Completes the three-point play. So a 5-0 run by Waukee out of that timeout after Ankeny Centennial scored the first 10 points in the first 4.5 minutes.
And that win at Urbandale couldn't have come at a better time for Waukee after dropping a couple of games in a row. Just need that one big pick-me-up game.
They're hoping that's what can really build some confidence before the Christmas break. Crawford picks up her dribble, hands it off to Pratt from behind, and lays it up and in.
It's like we said, those sophomores outscoring in troves right now for Ankeny Centennial.
Hauk, it's not broke, do not fix it. She sees the opening in the lane and finishes. She now has 5 points for the Warriors, trying to climb their way back, only down by 5 here with just about 90 seconds remaining here in the first. Dangerous pass picked off by the Warriors. Hope. Peters in for two.
Beautiful basketball. I mean, you cannot play that better. Great job by Sophia Hope. Looking at Peters on the backside. That really well done teamwork by Waukee.
A 9-2 run by Waukee has caused Scott DeYoung to call a timeout here with 1:21 to go here in the opening quarter. And we knew that Waukee, once they got settled in a little bit, that they were going to find their footing. And again, like Ankeny Centennial earlier, it has started on defense.
Well, they're backing up. I mean, they know that they're getting beat down low on backdoor cuts. So you saw Peters and Zalo. Zalo's been busy both on the rebounding end and on the steals in the last 2 minutes or whatever. They're backing down a little bit more under the basket, and they're able to sit there and wait for those passes to come and kind of force. I mean, they're basically saying, Centennial, if you want to make a point, you got to shoot it from outside. But it's working, and Waukee's starting to figure some things out.
Jaguar basketball out of their timeout. And started the game on a commanding 10-0 run, but you knew that Waukee, once they got things rolling a little bit, that they were going to come back. Tilly Smith, one of the top three-point shooters in the state, finds Pratt, maneuvers through the lane. Little contact there on the way up, nothing called, and here come the Warriors. Trying to continue to eat into this deficit now as Less than a minute to play in the first. Hauk just had a strong opening quarter off the bench. Forces one up there. Rebound tapped out. And there's a three left short in the corner by Miranda Peters, who is certainly capable of knocking those down. Clark. Open look far side. That one's knocked down by Finley Blackmore.
Hey, guess what? Another sophomore. Sophomores are making it move tonight for Ankeny Centennial.
6 sophomores altogether on the roster. And again, the future beyond this season looking awfully bright for Scott DeYoung's program. And that was a much-needed basket. Another steal by Crawford. Takes it the other way, lays it up and in.
Yeah, she's very lengthy. Now 15, forcing another stop there. 15 of the 17 points for Ankeny Centennial have come by sophomores here by the Jaguars roster. And Maya Crawford, I mean, just the ability to reach in front. She just has such length with her arms, able to disrupt a lot of passes.
So get used to hearing the names Crawford, Pratt, Blackmore, and Smith if you're a prep basketball fan here in the Des Moines Metro. Exciting first quarter comes to an end here in Waukee. It is the Jaguars up early on the Warriors 17-9. We'll be back with the second quarter after this here on the Central Iowa Sports Network.
We are so much more
than an energy company.
We are connectors,
community protectors,
and clean energy leaders.
We are
Job creators.
friends and neighbors.
stewards of your dollars and savings.
Yes, we.
We are so much more.
We are the energy
behind your everyday.
And we are
Obsessively,
relentlessly
At your service.
For 75 years, Holt service trucks have hit the streets of central Iowa to help customers in need. It might be for plumbing, heating, cooling, a water heater, or the usual repairs and maintenance. We've done that with quality work from quality employees who bring passion and personality to the job. That's the Holt difference. It gives me great pride to see how our company has grown from the seeds of success my grandfather planted in 1947. That's why more and more central Iowans are saying, let Holt handle that.
17-9, Ankeny Centennial leads Waukee after 8 minutes of play. Hunter Phillips and Blake Walker, along with our CISN.TV crew. Glad to have you with us here for a healthy dose of double hoops prep basketball here in Waukee. And so after a 9-2 run, Blake, that really trimmed the deficit down to 3 points for Ankeny Centennial, it was defense with Crawford right there. She's got 2 steals, 8 points already in the game for the Jaguars, as the blocking foul is called.
Yeah, I mean, she's just been everywhere. Her length has been unbelievable so far for the Jaguars, but Kirsten Hauk's not letting them go away. She had 5 points there in that first quarter, able to get to the basket. She'll go to the line here to shoot 2, but yeah, overall, I mean, good sharing of the wealth for Centennial. 4 players got in the scoring column already, 3 of which being sophomores. So Centennial's doing a good job sharing the ball, but defensively just able to disrupt all the passing lanes.
Started the game on a 10-0 run. Kirsten Hauk, a big reason why Waukee was able to bounce back rather quickly.
There is no shot clock. There is no anything on right now. Everything went dead in the arena. There we go. I was going to say, I'm cursed. Last week when I was at Northwest, we had to pause the game for about 5 minutes because the scoreboard didn't work. There we go.
So even the scoreboards are ready for the winter break.
Well, so they play these really fancy graphics during the free throws, and I worry they tried to play too many fancy graphics and froze the system maybe.
After a quick little reset, we are back underway. Off the reversal from up top, Avery Porter. Blackmore knocked down a 3 there in the opening quarter. Porter, a little hesitation there against the senior Miranda Peters. 3 on the way. Doesn't fall. Ball tapped around. There is Kennedy White. Waukee staff wanted a double dribble on White, who gets her first bucket of the game. White had a big performance against Johnston, 14 points, 9 rebounds, and she is 5th in Class 5A in field goal percentage.
Yeah, and White, we really haven't called her name a ton tonight. I mean, she's been covered up pretty well by Zalo and Peters and them when she's down low. It's pretty much been Crawford tonight that's been the big playmaker. Again, she got in on a play there, but
Zalo handling it far side for the Warriors. 2 and 4 entering play tonight, a number 12 in Class 5A. Peters off the handoff. Pair of Jaguars swarm her. Close quarters for Gentry Williams, and the Jaguars defense too much once again. Crawford brings it across the timeline. Avery Porter looking back at Coach DeYoung for the play here in the half-court set. Wide open there in the paint, and it gets the easy bucket left side.
And just the ability, they get so caught up in traffic at the top of the key that when they get down low, it frees somebody up, and there's just no one there for Waukee to guard.
3 new Warriors entering the fold. Jaden Pratt back in for Ankeny Centennial, who has tied for their largest lead of 10 points here with just over 6 to play here in the second quarter. Emily Sorensen, a player that Waukee wants to get going here. Sophia Hope, the jab step, defended by a great defender in Jaden Pratt. And the dribble goes out of bounds. Just think about Jaden Pratt, Blake, and a tremendous student athlete and multi-sport athlete that she is. Named to the all-tournament team for state volleyball. She is second in the class in total rebounds with 78. So for a guard her size, not so much known for the scoring. She can certainly do that, but she does so much more for Ankeny Centennial, who is pouring it on right now with Avery Porter, making it a 12-point lead.
Well, a couple of years ago, I had a chance to talk with Seth Wallace, Iowa's linebacker coach, and he talked about multi-sport athletes when he was recruiting. He said he'd rather recruit a multi-sport athlete than a single-sport athlete that was only good at that one sport. You want a girl or you want a guy that's going to be a good all-around built athlete that can run, that can throw, that can do anything. And Pratt, just one of those girls. I mean, just very, very, very talented. And we'll have colleges all over, if not now, just looking at her and seeing what she can do.
Well, already has offers from Drake, Northern Iowa, South Dakota, Illinois State, and Milwaukee, just to name a couple, and only a sophomore, but a very good volleyball player and softball player. And her older brother, Easton Pratt, we'll see him later on. In game 2 of our doubleheader, Kirsten Hauk, whenever Waukee has needed something going offensively, she has been the answer. Ankeny Centennial, though, answers back with a 3 by Tilly Smith.
You want to say it or want me to say it? There's another sophomore score. Oh, my goodness.
53% she is shooting from downtown this season. 26-14, Ankeny Centennial here with less than 4.5 to play first half. Tough layup. They're well contested by the Jaguars. 2-on-2. Porter with a tough pass. Active hands by the Warriors, hoping to cash in on the turnover. Sophia Hope gives it up to Hauk for 3. Knocks it down.
Sophia Hope struggled here at the beginning of the season getting the ball in the basket, but she has not struggled with, sharing the ball. I mean, her ability to look down the court, see where her teammates are at, I really admire it. And Sophia's done a great job tonight with a couple different assist opportunities.
Especially in transition, knowing where to go with the ball. And for Hauk, that is 13 points, which is
her average.
Game high, already at her average. Maya Crawford leads the Jaguars in scoring with 8 points. Boxed out there by White keeps it Ankeny Centennial basketball. And here is Crawford, whose father happens to be in attendance here tonight. Father Eric is the director of player development for the Iowa State men's basketball program. Was a great player in his day at Northern Iowa. Played for Greg McDermott. So Crawford will handle the inbounds. And again, like a broken record sounding here, just a sophomore for Ankeny Centennial. She drives in, blocked by Zalo, keeps it in play, but to no avail, Waukee basketball.
Let's just say if you could bet early odds, Centennial will definitely be a possible state champion in 2 years. Let's just say that. If not 1 year. They still got a little bit ways to go this year, but they could definitely be a dark horse this year. But, I mean, they have every piece possible to be a championship team in the next couple of years.
Certainly in the conversation. Sorensen lets it fly short. Crawford brings down the board. Crawford had 7 points, 13 rebounds against Johnston. 8 of those were on the offensive glass.
Yeah, and she's not even that tall. She's only 5'8". I mean, that's about average size for a women's basketball player here in the state of Iowa, I feel like. But, man, just her ability offensively and defensively.
Reach-in foul will be whistled against Marin Zalo. Haven't been too many fouls here tonight. That is the third team foul on the Warriors here with 2:46 to go, first half. Centennial up by 9. Quick catch off the inbounds, a little short by White. Now the Warriors will slow down the tempo here. Nice give there from Yokiel, searching for Hauk, and shot just left short there under the iron. Tough drive in the lane by McKenna Clark. She gets denied on the way up.
I think Waukee's learning a couple things from Ankeny Centennial on these backdoor cuts and passing lanes. They're starting to figure it out just a little bit more. They just can't get a ton of open looks. When they are getting looks, they're pretty much putting them in the basket. That's the good thing for Waukee, but defensively, got to start wearing down here as you're clinging to just a 9-point deficit.
Centennial was up 17-9 after the first quarter. Another foul on the floor as Jaden Pratt was forcing the action. Quickly 2 on the 5'10" freshman Marin Zalo. She will check out. Miranda Peters back in.
Update for you from Dowling Catholic. The Maroons are up 21-19 over Ankeny at halftime.
That is the other game here in our family of matchups on the Central Iowa Sports Network. 3 quick fouls here against Waukee, and Jaden Pratt will be at the charity stripe.
And I know people don't like to look ahead, but Centennial, big matchup across, or into next week, next Tuesday against crosstown rival Ankeny. Always a fun matchup when those two teams get to meet. Should be both good matchup on both the boys and girls side.
Well, and there might be, along with it being a crosstown rivalry, Ankeny is right above them in the latest 5A ranking. So bragging rights all the way around for that one. 1 for 2 goes Pratt. But as we've seen from the Jaguars, very good on the glass. Second chance opportunity here. Up by 10 as we approach 2 to play here in our first half. Deep 3 by Blackmore, too strong. Peters snares in the rebound. Kirsten Hauk has 13 of the Warriors' 17 points. Off a high screen, gives it up to Peters. Off the fake, gives it out to Hope. 3 on the way. Too strong. Warriors have, aside from Kirsten Hauk, have not been able to find the bottom of the basket when shooting from long range. Jaden Pratt, jab step, driving in. No, and rebound by Sophia Hope. You better look out because Pratt is going to take it away, but trying to keep it on the other end of the floor. Waukee maintains possession. Hope. Shot doesn't fall. Hope still looking for her first points on the night. Crawford will slow things up here for the Jaguars.
Well, that time Hope used her size, height down low to be able to back down and just couldn't quite get it to go off the glass.
Crawford posting up on the taller Peters. Hook shot doesn't fall. About 11-second difference between shot and game clock. Working quickly, though, down low are the Warriors and Yokiel.
It's just the third scorer for Waukee tonight. Meanwhile, Centennial's got 6 girls in the scoring column.
Yeah, a lot more balance on one side, but the points that Waukee has generated tonight have been hard-earned up to this point. And they will hold for the final shot here. Avery Porter will play her college basketball at William Jewell College. That up by Kirsten Hauk, who disrupts things.
Ooh.
dive for the loose ball. Over and back. It will belong to Waukee. So how about the heads-up play initially set there by Kirsten Hauk and made things a little uncomfortable for Avery Porter handling the ball.
Her, face-up, hands-up defense is so good, able to just reach in, disrupt the basketball. I tell you what, you get a 3 here. This thing seems way closer than it's looked and felt the entire first half.
Big possession here for the Warriors. Kirsten Hauk, she has had the hot hand. We do have a foul. So player for Waukee took a spill. It will be a foul against Avery Porter.
Hard screen. Drop your 1 second play.
So that changes things up a little bit here. Peters will inbound. Looking for options, gets tipped up. Jaguars scoop it. And that will close out our opening half here in Waukee, where the Ankeny Centennial Jaguars will carry a 27-19 lead over the Waukee Warriors. We'll go ahead and take a break. When we come back, we'll recap the action from the first half next here on the Central Iowa Sports Network.
For 75 years, Holt service trucks have hit the streets of Central Iowa to help customers in need. It might be for plumbing, heating, cooling, a water heater, or the usual repairs and maintenance. We've done that with quality work from quality employees who bring passion and personality to the job. That's the Holt difference. It gives me great pride to see how our company has grown from the seeds of success my grandfather planted in 1947. That's why more and more Central Iowans are saying, let Holt handle that.
Mornings. They can be hectic.
Let's go!
So can your car, so to get a free pickup, drop-off, or delivery, head over to Honest Wrenches. And their loaner vehicles?
No extra charge.
Find your peace of mind with even more wonderful services.
Every vehicle that comes in gets a full visual inspection and a 5-year, 50,000-mile warranty. No extra charge.
Head on over to Honest Wrenches. No extra charge, and it's how service should be.
We all love a good win, however small or ordinary. Losing track of time, finding yourself with a few extra dollars in your pocket, soaking up the perfect Iowa day. These are the everyday delights and small victories that make us smile. These are the moments that connect us all as Iowans. And these are the moments that, more often than not, start with Iowa's farm families and the corn they're growing. Because when corn grows Iowa, Iowans win.
When you need to conquer the drifts on your property, get the job done your way. The Western Defender Compact Snowplow. All the professional grade features in just the right size for your mid-sized pickup or SUV. Easy to attach and easy to use. Get the performance to plow like this and finish like this. Western, more jobs done faster.
Visit Truck Equipment Inc. today at truckequipmentinc.com.
Our year-end sales event is going on now at DeArmond Automotive, Knoxville.
With over 60 new vehicles in stock on the ground, you can take delivery now.
Every new Chevy, Buick, GMC, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram, and all DeArmond certified used vehicles are tagged with one low sale price.
DeArmond Automotive Knoxville, DeArmondAuto.com.
We have reached halftime here at the Waukee Fieldhouse inside of Waukee High School. 27-19, Ankeny Centennial leads Waukee. Alongside Blake Walker, I'm Hunter Phillips. And Blake, it was really Ankeny Centennial and their defense that set the tone here early. They went on a 10-0 run. Give credit to Waukee. They were able to bring it back within a single possession, but then really Centennial dominated that second quarter, although Waukee was starting to inch their way a little bit closer. More balance on one side for Ankeny Centennial in terms of scoring. It's been Kirsten Hauk and just a few other players that have gotten things going here so far for Waukee.
Yeah, and they're starting to figure it out just a little bit more. Hauk's been the big point so far, but, Centennial with Crawford, just her ability to steal the ball like she can, disrupting the passing lanes has been a big part of this game so far. But, toward the end there, Centennial wasn't getting as easy a shots as they were at first. At first, they were just cut back door, get the layup, good, you're fine. Now they were starting to struggle just a little bit. Waukee's defense has been pretty good, in my opinion. It's just their offense has struggled a little bit. They got to hit transition better, and they've done that. When they've scored, they've been able to hit transition better. Sophia Hope's done a great job on the assisting side. But, I feel like defensively you're fine. Just offensively you got to try to set up your shooters a little bit more. And for Centennial, the three ball was working. You're getting wide open shots. The shots are going to fall here sooner or later.
Yeah, and you just know at some point for Waukee, Sophia Hope is going to get going, as well as Emily Sorensen as well. But for Ankeny Centennial, like you noted, just they've had the balance. Maya Crawford with a terrific first quarter really to get things going. She had 8 points and 2 steals there in the first quarter alone. Centennial led 17-9 there after the first quarter, and then both teams scored 10 points in the second quarter to make this a 27-19 ball. All set up for the second half here on CISN.TV.
Western lets your UTV power through the storm. The Impact V Plow and Impact Straight Blade with the TV Hopper Spreader. Now that's a job well done. Western, more jobs done faster.
Visit Truck Equipment Inc. today at truckequipmentinc.com.
We all love a good win, however small or ordinary. Losing track of time, finding yourself with a few extra dollars in your pocket, soaking up the perfect Iowa day. These are the everyday delights and small victories that make us smile. These are the moments that connect us all as Iowans. And these are the moments that, more often than not, start with Iowa's farm families and the corn they're growing. Because when corn grows Iowa, Iowans win.
Ever have one of those awkward moments when a business disappointed you? You got ripped off? Didn't get what you expected? The Better Business Bureau can help you avoid these uncomfortable situations. BBB accredited businesses are honest, ethical, and reviewed annually by the BBB. Don't experience another awkward moment with a bad business. Trust the ones that operate with integrity. Look for the BBB seal. It's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Hi, this is Chris from Fireplace Superstore, and you've probably noticed there's shortages on most everything in the market today. Well, Heat and Glow has helped us out this year, and they are focusing their energy on their gas fireplace inserts. So if you've got a drafty old wood-burning fireplace and you want to get it retrofitted into a beautiful, high-efficient gas fireplace, come see us. We will have product to sell you.
Heat and Glow gas fireplace insert from Fireplace Superstore, 109th and Douglas in Urbandale, just west of Homeacres.
Our year-end sales event is going on now at DeArmond Automotive, Knoxville.
With over 60 new vehicles in stock on the ground, you can take delivery now.
Every new Chevy, Buick, GMC, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram, and all DeArmond certified used vehicles are tagged with one low sale price.
DeArmond Automotive Knoxville, DeArmondAuto.com.
Almost ready to get our second half underway here in Waukee. It is Ankeny Centennial on top of Waukee at the break, 27-19. Once again, Hunter Phillips and Blake Walker, delighted to have you with us here on this Friday night. Did want to pass along a score update out in Johnston, the number 2 team in the state. The Dragons with a narrow 3-point lead at halftime against the West Des Moines Valley Tigers, who are number 5 in the latest poll, 29-26. There is the score. Waterloo West, the number 1 team, still remaining in Class 5A. Not a score update, but they are at Columbus Catholic here tonight. Number 3, Pleasant Valley, they are at North Scott. That'll be a good matchup to follow. Number 4, Southeast Polk, they came back from a 16-point halftime deficit at home to Dowling Catholic on Tuesday to walk away with that win. They're 7-0. They are at Urbandale tonight. Meanwhile, Iowa City West at 5-0. Just got word that they were down against Linn-Mar at home. Ankeny at number 11, Dowling Catholic. The Hawks at 5-2. We'll again try to relay scores from that game for you. Again, that is actually our other game on CISN.TV. I believe that game is still at halftime. And then, of course, Waukee Northwest also in action tonight. Actually, not tonight. Next week, they'll be taking on Urbandale. Davenport North rounding out the top 10. They host Clinton Other teams that receive votes: Dowling Catholic at number 11, Waukee at number 12, Iowa City Liberty at number 13, Des Moines North at number 14, and Sioux City East at number 15. And so we're just about less than a minute until we'll get the second half underway. And so, Blake, a highly competitive first half. You could really say that both defenses did their job holding their own, causing a number of turnovers, but it was just a matter of Ankeny Centennial taking, I guess, more advantage of those free opportunities than Waukee.
Yeah, I mean, right now I think it's just who makes their shots, because both teams have had a couple opportunities throughout, and that's been big. But yeah, I think just whoever can take and make their shots, that's the biggest part. Centennial is really doing a good job sharing the wealth. I mean, 6 scorers have met, or 6 girls have gotten the scoring column, just 3 for Waukee. So definitely want to spread the ball around. Sometimes shooting is contagious. If you start to make it, a couple others can make it. And Kirsten Houck just got to keep it up. She's the playmaker, got to keep feeding her the basketball. If they do that, Waukee could get this thing a little bit closer.
So since 2013, the 16th meeting between Ankeny Centennial and Waukee, Centennial leading 8-7. Centennial won last year against Waukee 43-32. But Waukee has won 4 out of the last 5. Last win was in the Class 5A semifinals. That matchup featured Katie Dinnebeer on one side and Maggie Phipps on the other. There have been a number of stars in this series. In fact, the first meeting featured the likes of Jaylee Winters, who went on to play volleyball at Creighton, was an All-American, and Riley Jacobson, who was pretty good in her day here at Waukee. We're going to see her younger brother and the Waukee boys in our second game of our doubleheader.
Yeah, Evan Jacobson, he's fun to watch. He's good.
3 hoisted by McKenna Clark off the iron. Rebound by Waukee, who has not led tonight. But towards the end of the first quarter, brought it within a single possession. Tough pass in the lane. Stolen by Ankeny Centennial.
That was the right idea, though. I mean, that was a really good passing lane. Once again, Waukee's starting to figure it out here. Slowly but surely figuring out where the ball needs to go.
Both teams with a takeaway. Sorensen 3, no. Long rebound tracked by McKenna Clark, who will play her college basketball at Wayne State University. Jaden Pratt. Down low, they work it to Crawford. Another forced pass, but fortunately for the Jaguars, it remains in their possession.
It's been a theme tonight. Both teams just really kind of forcing the issue, and they want these tight windows to pass over.
White haven't called her name that often tonight. Good defense down low by Hope, but the Warriors were unable to keep the ball in play. But 4 seconds to operate with here for the Jaguars off the inbounds.
But how about the effort? All 3 girls came in, and White could not go anywhere. So good job by Waukee to collapsing in on the player.
Pratt with 2 on the shot clock has to force one up. Good defense again by Waukee. And yeah, you bring up an excellent point, Blake, in that they have made it a focus to not bring number 24 into this ball game because of how she can just score so efficiently.
And she's a little bit taller. They have a little bit of height to deal with her. It's not like a ton of height that could cause you a ton of issues, but yeah, as long as you put a couple bodies on her, she'll be all right.
Hope, the catch. Can't get the follow. They have read those cuts nicely at times, but need those finishes. Meanwhile, Pratt got the ball stripped on the way up. Last touch by the Jaguars. Both teams making it awfully difficult on one another here to start this third quarter.
And Sophia Hope, you got to feel for her. She's had so many opportunities tonight. Going to try to get that lid off the basket here soon.
Foul will go against Ankeny Centennial. And that was
Porter.
Before the shot.
That's Porter's 3rd foul already.
Number 23, Tilly Smith.
So Tilly Smith will have to come in for Porter, so the Jaguars will lose a bit of experience here for a bit of time. Peters, Hope, nice kick out far side. Shot isn't there for Yokiel. Bringing it back are the Jaguars. Number 8 in Class 5A. They are 3-1 when playing away from the Jungle. McKenna Clark swings it out to Maya Crawford. Smith knocked down a three there in the first half. Somehow, between the flailing arms of the Waukee defense, hooks up with her teammate to get a bucket there off the glass for the first points of the second half for either team.
I know some people probably looked at the rankings and was like, why is it 2-4 Waukee ranked number 12? Well, they have played a very tough schedule, one of the toughest in the state so far. And, girls union, Jason Esslinger going to give them the benefit of the doubt. Definitely going to get a tough test here, but they will still reward teams that play tough schedules.
And a team that is awfully talented. Pratt traveled. Pratt tonight with 5 points. Does have a couple of turnovers. She will check out. Finley Blackmore checks in for her fellow sophomore teammate.
Well, and Centennial only giving up 33 points per contest. You're only scoring 29 points almost halfway through the third, but that's okay because you're only giving up 19. So, defense in some ways can be better than an offense.
It's proven to be the case tonight. Good look. No for Gentry Williams. One and done possession for Waukee. Again, this is a Centennial team that leads 5A in rebounds per game at just under 39 per contest. Waukee gives it up in transition. Like a defensive back, charging in late on the play was Tilly Smith.
And Mara that time, she was looking around. She was like, I got to find somebody. I feel like she maybe could have taken it to the basket. But again, heads-up mentality. I think Coach Franklin must teach her team, when you're in transition, eyes up. Because right now, they're so unselfish when they're in transition.
Missed three by Ankeny Centennial. Halfway through this third quarter, only 2 points have been scored from both teams. Waukee trying to change that. Holt, strong rebound from the weak side. Zalo, dribble drive in, contact, nothing called. And Centennial, tough D down low. Clark to White, the connection off the window and in for two. And a timeout will be called by Danny Franklin and Waukee. Here with 3:38 to play in the third. 31-19. Ankeny Centennial on top of Waukee. And this is kind of playing out, Blake, the way that the first quarter did for the Warriors, where they're getting good looks. They're running their offense, but Ankeny Centennial has just had the upper hand defensively, and they have really been the stalwart team through the first portion of this third quarter.
Yeah, and that's been crucial for Centennial going forward. You see on the play down here, the only reason White got back was because Zala was on the ground. But, yeah, Centennial's just, starting to hit their shots just a little bit better. Make it easy on yourself. You don't have to force a pass every single time. And I'm pretty sure that's what Coach DeYoung's telling his girls in the huddle. But, for Waukee, I think you just got to keep moving the ball. You're getting good shot attempts. They're going to fall here eventually. And if you're Waukee, though, you cannot let up defensively. Because right now you played a pretty good game defensively. But got to keep Ankeny Centennial on their toes.
And for Waukee, it does not get any easier as you look ahead at their schedule. Going back to the tough schedule that they have faced, they will have a date with number 2 Johnston next Thursday. And their first game of the new year will not come until Friday, January 13th at Ankeny. So they will have an extended time off. As for Ankeny Centennial, they played their last home game of the calendar year earlier this week against Johnston.
And you go into that break, and it's almost like the All-Star break. It feels weird, but it's a time to evaluate yourself. Most teams have about 6, 7, 8 games under their belt. It's when you really buckle down and say, okay, what do we need to work on? Are we set to make a run in February, or do we still have work to do?
It's a critical time to be able to reflect, and then also, again, like you noted, try to play your best brand of basketball down the stretch. And playing her best brand of basketball tonight is Maya Crawford. 11 points. She is the first player for Ankeny Centennial in double figures. Her first point since the first quarter, but she has been out there making a difference in all facets of the game.
I was going to say, she did go quiet there for a little bit, but showing her range there that time.
Crawford's 6th made 3 on the season.
Timeout.
And as Lorenzawa was getting a face full of a Jaguar there with the ball, timeout once again called by Waukee. 34-19 the score and the most recent bucket coming from number 5.
Well, and we hadn't seen that from her yet. I mean, she's been all across the board, and clearly we've seen Waukee prepared for Kennedy White, and that was, we see that. We can clearly see that just by how much she's been kept off the board. But clearly we're not ready for Maya Crawford and what she's been able to do on the defensive side of the ball. They've had no answer for her defensively and offensively now. So, I mean, got to give credit to Ankeny Centennial for coming with a pretty solid game plan. And, I mean, they're a pesky team. They seem like a very annoying team to play if you're on the opposing end.
That just goes back to their head coach, Scott DeYoung, who took over right at the very beginning of this Ankeny Centennial program. He has compiled 673 career wins in 35 seasons as a head coach, so he knows a thing or two about getting his team ready. Miranda Peters gets the Warriors on the scoreboard there. Warriors really want to get her involved as well. She is a dynamic playmaker for Waukee.
It's a heck of a grab. It almost went right back over her head. She was able to catch it, put it up for 2.
So it took almost 6 minutes for Waukee to get their first points here of the second half. Crawford working quickly down low again, drawing the foul.
Also, this game just kind of flying by. There's third foul there for Yokiel, or for Zalo, excuse me, but that's just second foul here of the half.
Yeah, not many fouls called tonight. Fairly clean game. The front end off by Maya Crawford, who is a 55% free throw shooter this season. As a team, there's one area that Coach DeYoung would want to work on is free throw shooting. Just 64% at the line this year. And as physical as they play and as hard as they crash offensively to the glass, you're going to earn a lot of trips to the line. In fact, they are second in the state in free throws attempted per game at 19 per contest.
It's a bad combination. When you're shooting the most free throws, some of the most free throws, and your free throw percentage isn't there, you're probably thinking, well, we maybe would have only 2 losses here if it was for that.
Splitting them is Crawford, who's had a big night. Hook shot off the mark from Sorensen, who has yet to score tonight. Just a sophomore for Waukee, had 15 points. Knocking down 5 threes in that win against Urbandale on Tuesday. But her, along with Sophia Hope, just it's been a quiet night from 2 players that you really need to get something going from if you're Waukee. Pratt through the lane. She'll be at the line once more.
That speed is unbelievable from the top of the key to get all the way down to the basket. I mean, there's really nothing you can do with Waukee to even try to get a hand on the ball. You're almost going to hit her hand every time. A lot of speed for number 3.
And that is what college coaches love. Not only just her overall athleticism, but the speed. Very deceptive. Because when she drives with a purpose. 6 points now tonight for Pratt, her first point here in the second half. She drops down both, 37-21. What a big third quarter it has been for the number 8 team in Class 5A, Ankeny Centennial.
Oh, and Pratt's making big use of that free throw line. 5 out of 7 points come from the charity stripe so far this evening. So starting to figure it out, as is Centennial here. This is another good quarter. 10 points this quarter so far, and just 2 for Waukee.
Centennial scoring 10 or more points in each of the quarters here tonight. Hout thumps it down low. Sorensen gets the friendly roll.
Finally gets the lid off the basket, gets a much-needed bucket. Emily was very impressive last year as a freshman. I'm sure Waukee would have loved to have her here near the beginning of the season, but she's back now, and her and Hout can be really good. A nice 1-2. They really mirror each other almost.
When you talk about a future for Ankeny Centennial, Waukee, they'll have a lot of players in the fold next year. Not to look too far ahead there is Jaden Pratt. First one doesn't go, but gets her own rebound and the putback right side.
Everybody in white was looking up. They weren't looking at the ball, just kind of staring at it. Pratt was able to jump right back in it. I mean, she's so quick. Peters couldn't get there in time.
Shot it in and out for the Warriors. Final seconds here of what's been a big-time third quarter from the Jaguars. Crawford, corner tray. Doesn't fall. The horn sounds, and that takes us to our fourth and final quarter here in Waukee. A night that has been, up to this point, dominated by the Jaguars, who lead 39-23 as we go to the fourth quarter here on the Central Iowa Sports Network.
1,300 vehicles on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. If we don't have it, you can build it. Newly expanded service department means we're hiring. See the openings on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. WaukeeChevy.com.
Ever have one of those awkward moments when a business disappointed you? You got ripped off? Didn't get what you expected? The Better Business Bureau can help you avoid these uncomfortable situations. BBB accredited businesses are honest, ethical, and reviewed annually by the BBB. Don't experience another awkward moment with a bad business. Trust the ones that operate with integrity. Look for the BBB seal. It's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Free Godfather's Pizza begins with the download. Order through my new online ordering app and start earning free pizza and sides. It's easy. Download the Godfather's Pizza online ordering app today. Do it.
39-23, Ankeny Centennial over Waukee as we go into our fourth and final quarter here at the Waukee Fieldhouse. Alongside Blake Walker, I'm Hunter Phillips. Ankeny Centennial outscoring Waukee 12-4 there in the third quarter. In fact, it took about 6 minutes for Waukee to get their first points on the board. Do want to pass along a score update. The Valley Tigers up on Johnston 43-39 as that game goes into the fourth quarter there in Johnston. So certainly one to keep an eye on in that top 10 battle. Waukee at the line here to open up play here in the fourth quarter with Mara Yokil.
You know, with Johnston, it's hard to win 31 games in a row, let alone keep that streak going. You haven't lost in almost over a year, so, that's tough to keep that going. And Valley, Centennial had their shot on Tuesday, almost got it done. And that sometimes can either rattle a team or it can get a team together, and it clearly did something to Johnston. And clearly, Centennial found something in Johnston that Valley must like.
Just think about this for Johnston. 6 out of the last 7 seasons, they have won 20 or more games. Chad Gillick has really built a powerhouse there in Johnston, but teams have been coming oh so close against the Dragons, and we saw that with Centennial on Tuesday, and now maybe the Tigers can crack the code tonight. They're at Johnston. White drawing the foul. She was defended there by Miranda Peters as well, and Zalo.
White's only got 6 tonight, averages 13 per season, or per game, excuse me. I think she's going to start to figure it out here in this final quarter. Slowly but surely getting it going. She had 2 in the second, 4 in the third.
Well, we noted the free throw shooting for Ankeny Centennial. Kennedy White on your screen, 2nd in 5A in free throws made. She's now got 43 made free throws on the season. There are teams across the state that don't even have 43 makes.
Don't even have 43 attempts.
That's right.
I mean, that shows that she can draw contact down low and get her team to the free throw line and grab some free points.
41-24, Ankeny Centennial looking to bounce back after a tough, close call against Johnston on Tuesday. 8 on the shot clock here for Waukee, who's had to earn every point tonight. Emily Sorensen. Hauk, step back 3, got blocked there by Blackmore. Crawford. Foul on the Warriors there defensively in transition.
It sure does feel like they have literally had to earn every point. I mean, the way Centennial's defense plays, it's just so aggressive, and you just can't walk away after a bucket made and walk down court and not kind of be like, wow, that's kind of tough. No easy baskets against Ankeny Centennial this year.
A well-coached defensive team. You saw Avery Porter, who had to sit out for much of that third quarter. She had picked up her 3rd personal foul. Turned things over there on the baseline, trying to get some of that rust off. White with the steal. Crawford up and under. Nice move against Peters. Kisses the window for another set of points for the sophomore who is going to have a bright future playing the game of basketball. Again, coming from a basketball family, she now has 14 points.
Only came in averaging 9, so you don't think of her as a massive threat, but the turnovers have turned into points, and almost, I feel like half of her points, if not more than half, have come off turnovers.
Hauk bounces it out. Zalo, 3, short. Rebound lands right into the hands of Jaden Pratt. Threes have just not been there for a Waukee team that loves to shoot the 3. When they go in, they can be with any team in the CIML, but just has not been the case tonight on the season. Waukee, a 25.8% three-point shooting team. Porter, Pratt reversing it far side here to Crawford. Shot clock starting to wind down. Crawford taking it to the rack. Salo says not so fast. And now the Warriors down 43-24, hoping to build something positive here with less than 5 to play in the fourth. Peters couldn't bring in the pass with the one hand. And now a trio of Warriors check back in, putting Sophia Hope looking for her first points on the night. And we do have a full timeout on the floor, so that will give us an opportunity to take a break as well. 4:52 to play in this one. It's been all Ankeny Centennial on CISN.TV.
Our year-end sales event is going on now at DeArmond Ford Indianola.
Find out why more people are coming to DeArmond Ford Indianola to buy their new Fords and certified pre-owned vehicles.
Come see the newest state-of-the-art dealership in the area. Every new Ford and pre-owned used is clearly tagged with one low price. Experience the DeArmond difference.
DeArmond Ford Indianola, DeArmondFord.com.
Timeout on the floor called by Waukee. They have one remaining here in this ball game with 4:52 to play. A game that has been wire to wire, really controlled by Ankeny Centennial. Led 27-19 at half. And then a very dominant third quarter on both ends of the floor. Has them up in a good position here. Do want to again keep you updated on the game out at Johnston. Valley still leading Johnston right now, 49-46 Tigers with 3:19 to play. So that one getting down to it. McKenna Clark trying to get in the scorebook. Leaves that one short. Now the Warriors working in transition with Hauk. Got the ball held on to by White, still maintaining those strong hands. And then the shot left short there by the junior, who had 13 points in the opening half and has not scored since. Crawford, one of many Centennial Jaguars to get going, delivers a beautiful dime into Porter, who gets the finish. Maya Crawford wanted to get another steal for good measure, showing the effort.
And Crawford's done a great job tonight scoring, but overall, everybody on Centennial has just done phenomenal. I mean, that I'm pretty sure everyone that's touched the floor for Centennial has scored. So, you know, they're really good at sharing the ball. There's not just one good player on the floor.
Nice basket there for the Warriors. Off and in for the sophomore Gentry Williams, who had 3 points in the win over Urbandale earlier in the week, and the Warriors will get the basketball back here with just over 3.5 to play. Again, game 2 of our doubleheader coming up next, and it will be a fun one. Top 5 matchup in Class 4A between Ankeny Centennial, the boys, who are undefeated after a thrilling double overtime win against Johnston, and the Waukee boys, who everyone knows at this point as one of the top contenders in the state.
They have many nicknames: Phi Slamma Jamma, greatest show on court, every nickname under the sun to nickname Waukee. Should be a phenomenal basketball game.
That is coming up next, so you'll want to keep it locked in here to the Central Iowa Sports Network. Avery Porter finds Clark for three. No. Rebound by Waukee. Both teams have struggled a bit shooting the basketball from long range. Let's see what we're going to get here.
The official blew his whistle like he didn't fully blow it. Like I think he was trying to go back on what he did, and then he realized, I already called it. But get a double dribble.
Either a double dribble.
He was making this motion while he blew his whistle, so it's like, yeah.
Well, initial confusion there, but another takeaway for the Jaguars. Sophia Hope continuing to play tough defense. For the most part, has done a great job tonight when matched up against Kennedy White. Here's a three that is buried far side. That is Lauren Knighty. So the bench getting involved here late for the Waukee Warriors.
This girls team feels like the boys team from last year at Waukee. I feel like you're probably going to see a lot of different starting lineups this year. Coach Franklin has a lot of different players she can work with that on any given night can show up.
And now Ankeny Centennial going deeper into their bench with Ava Martin coming down with that rebound. Clark. Now Pratt will reset here up top as we're starting to wind down action for game one. It's going to be a statement win for this Ankeny Centennial squad.
Going to be a ranked win. Technically.
McKenna Clark knocking down the triple. 14th made three on the season for McKenna Clark, who only had 1 point in that loss to the Johnston Dragons. She is just one of many Jaguars to get involved in this win here tonight. So we are approaching 1 minute to play. Three doesn't reach the basket. Salo trying to keep it in play, but unable to do so. And now more of the Jaguars bench will take the court.
What a performance by the starting five for Centennial. I mean, really only giving up 29 points is what it'll probably go down as in terms of what they gave up. Very impressive. I mean, all across the board. They look good. Very good basketball team.
You hold the combination of Emily Sorensen and Sophia Hope to 2 combined points. You're doing something pretty special. Waukee will get it back here with 47 seconds left to play. Gentry Williams pulling up. Doesn't get the friendly bounce. On an identical game clock and shot clock. Martin. Up top, here's Kylan Smith. Yes, another sophomore for this Ankeny Centennial team that is loaded with youthful talent. Step back three from Blackmore, knocked one down back in the first quarter. Smith bringing down the board. No one out in the corner to retrieve the pass, so Waukee will finish with the basketball here. Not the result the Warriors wanted on their home court tonight. But this will be one of those games where they'll learn from it, get better from it. But for Ankeny Centennial, the Jaguars roar here tonight in convincing fashion. 48-29, Ankeny Centennial wins in a battle of top 15 opponents. 48-29 over Waukee. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll do a quick recap of Game 1 and then get you ready for Game 2 here in Waukee on the Central Iowa Sports Network.
We are so much more
than an energy company.
We are connectors,
community protectors,
and clean energy leaders.
We are
job creators,
friends and neighbors, stewards of your dollars and savings. Yes, we
are so much more.
We are the energy
behind your everyday,
and we are
obsessively,
relentlessly
at your service.
For 75 years, Holt service trucks have hit the streets of central Iowa to help customers in need. It might be for plumbing, heating, cooling, a water heater, or the usual repairs and maintenance. We've done that with quality work from quality employees who bring passion and personality to the job. That's the Holt difference. It gives me great pride to see how our company has grown from the seeds of success my grandfather planted in 1947. That's why more and more central Iowans are saying, let Holt handle that.
48-29, Ankeny Centennial girls put on a clinic against the Waukee girls in game one of our doubleheader. It was all defense from Ankeny Centennial, Blake, as we have our final thoughts. When you can hold the top three scorers for Waukee to 2 combined points in the second half, what more do you want to say about Ankeny Centennial's just stout defense?
Yeah, I mean, great hands-up defense, handsy defense. They're a pesky team. They're going to be annoying for any team to play. Will be a very good team here the next couple weeks and into February and March. It's going to be a very, very difficult team. Look out for them at the Wells Fargo Arena here at the beginning of March.
So Ankeny Centennial, not just their first CIML win, they are now 7-3 on the year, 1-3 in CIML play, while Waukee drops to 2-5 on the season, 0-5 in CIML play. So on behalf of our entire CISN.TV crew here, led by our producer Randy Nielsen, and for my broadcast partner Blake Walker, I'm Hunter Phillips signing off for now. Stay tuned. Game 2 of our doubleheader featuring the Ankeny Centennial Jaguars and the Waukee Warriors is coming up next. This is Iowa High School basketball on CISN.TV.
Our year-end sales event is going on now at DeArmond Ford, Indianola.
Find out why more people are coming to DeArmond Ford, Indianola to buy their new Fords and certified pre-owned vehicles.
Come see the newest state-of-the-art dealership in the area. Every new Ford and pre-owned used is clearly tagged with one low price. Experience the DeArmond difference.
DeArmond Ford, Indianola, DeArmondFord.com.
1,300 vehicles on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. If we don't have it, you can build it. Newly expanded service department means we're hiring. See the openings on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. WaukeeChevy.com.
Ever have one of those awkward moments when a business disappointed you? You got ripped off? Didn't get what you expected? The Better Business Bureau can help you avoid these uncomfortable situations. BBB accredited businesses are honest, ethical, and reviewed annually by the BBB. Don't experience another awkward moment with a bad business. Trust the ones that operate with integrity. Look for the BBB seal. It's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Free Godfather's Pizza begins with the download. Order through my new online ordering app and start earning free pizza and sides. It's easy. Download the Godfather's Pizza online ordering app today. Do it.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back for part 2 of tonight's doubleheader of a couple marquee matchups. Happy holidays from all of us at Central Iowa Sports Network. In favor of the holidays, Hunter, we bring a gift to everyone. A heck of a basketball game tonight. It's the Waukee Warriors, number 4 in Class 4A, taking on the number 3 ranked Ankeny Centennial Jaguars. Hello, everyone. Blake Walker along with my partner, Hunter Phillips. It is a wonderful night for basketball. Two very, very talented teams. Ankeny Centennial has not lost this season, but tonight we figure out how legit are the Jaguars. They face a Waukee team that's only losses to Waukee Northwest by a last-second pretty much shot by Cade Kelderman. Waukee, Omaha Blue, the name stands out. Everybody knows who he is. Centennial, some people might not know why Centennial or how Centennial is off to the start that they are. But the big thing tonight, how is Centennial going to guard Omaha Blue?
Well, since this is the holiday season after all, Blake, I feel like we're spoiled here with the matchups that we just had. Just had a really good girls matchup, but for this one, top 5 matchup. Everyone knows about Waukee. As you mentioned, Omaha Blue, they are just stacked top to bottom. Uber talented, uber athletic, and everyone knows about Mr. Box Office, Omaha Blue. But on the other side for Ankeny Centennial, got a chance to watch them on Tuesday, closed out a thrilling double overtime throw with Johnson with a win. And they're a team that they do not have the height to really match up with Waukee, but don't let that fool you. They have a terrific backcourt. They are well coached by Bob Fontana. He has done a great job with this team, and they play smart. They're a team that doesn't turn over the ball a whole lot. They're going to make you work on both ends of the floor. So Waukee, they can't just think, hey, because we have the height advantage, the athletic advantage, that we're just going to walk over these guys. No, Ankeny Centennial, these guys can hoop, and so this is going to be a real quality matchup to watch tonight.
They're also a heck of a three-point shooting team. That will definitely be something we'll be thinking about and watching for tonight. And obviously the size difference, like we talked about. Who's going to guard Omaha Blue? Luke Winkle leads Centennial in the points per game category, 14.2 points per game, just a junior. You watched him on Tuesday night. What's special about this kid?
He is the definition of a floor general, Blake. I mean, this guy fears nothing out there on the court. In fact, with the seconds winding down there in regulation, he took a hard foul going to the rack, and he made both free throws to take that game into overtime. He's got amazing handles. He is going to put on an absolute show here tonight. He is the guy that, as you're a defender for Waukee, you got to respect his passing ability, but the guy can shoot as well. And when Nick Vasky, his playmate there in the backcourt, is also doing big things, that is why Ankeny Centennial can really match up with a lot of teams here across the state.
We got a top 5 matchup on our hands. Waukee, technically not the higher ranked. It's Centennial trying to prove they're legit and keep that higher ranking. It's Ankeny Centennial at number 3, taking on Waukee at number 4. We'll take a break and be back for our starting lineups and whatnot. You are watching the Central Iowa Sports Network.
When you need to conquer the drifts on your property, get the job done your way. The Western Defender Compact Snowplow. All the professional grade features in just the right size for your mid-sized pickup or SUV. Easy to attach and easy to use. Get the performance to plow like this and finish like this. Western, more jobs done faster.
Visit Truck Equipment Inc. today at truckequipmentinc.com.
I'm off to college. Oh, rats!
Hi, Joe the car guy with a reminder. Before you send your kids off to school, set up an appointment with Westside Auto.
We check everything from tires to belts, fluids, hoses, wipers, and lights. 44 inspection points to help prevent that "oh rats" moment for your students. Call us today to set up your appointment. We'll have your kids off to school saying,
For the best, head west.
Westside Auto.
We all love a good win, however small or ordinary. Losing track of time, finding yourself with a few extra dollars in your pocket, soaking up the perfect Iowa day. These are the everyday delights and small victories that make us smile. These are the moments that connect us all as Iowans. And these are the moments that, more often than not, start with Iowa's farm families and the corn they're growing. Because when corn grows Iowa, Iowans win.
Ever have one of those awkward moments when a business disappointed you? You got ripped off? Didn't get what you expected? The Better Business Bureau can help you avoid these uncomfortable situations. BBB accredited businesses are honest, ethical, and reviewed annually by the BBB. Don't experience another awkward moment with a bad business. Trust the ones that operate with integrity. Look for the BBB seal. It's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Hi, this is Chris from Fireplace Superstore, and you've probably noticed there's shortages on most everything in the market today. Well, Heat and Glow has helped us out this year, and they are focusing their energy on their gas fireplace inserts. So if you've got a drafty old wood-burning fireplace and you want to get it retrofitted into a beautiful, high-efficient gas fireplace, come see us. We will have product to sell you.
Heat and Glow gas fireplace insert from Fireplace Superstore. 109th and Douglas at Urbandale, just west of Holt.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Central Iowa Sports Network. Blake Walker, Hunter Phillips with you here this evening. Waukee taking on Ankeny Centennial here at Waukee Fieldhouse here in Waukee, Iowa. Cold, blustery, snowy night outside, nice and warm inside this beautiful fieldhouse for a top 5 matchup. Number 3 Centennial, number 4 Waukee. We're just about a minute away from the action. Good crowd has filed in here tonight. Taking a look at the last couple games for both these two teams, Waukee has rallied off 2 straight wins ever since the loss to Northwest last week. Wins against Dowling 75-54 and Urbandale 68-56. Ankeny Centennial 5-0 start, coming off a win against Ames 46-34, and then the double overtime thriller against Johnston 63-60. Johnston is no slouch. Made it to the state tournament last year, was a very good basketball team. This Centennial team definitely could be a state championship caliber team this year.
They have the makings of it, and I think it really starts with the backcourt again. I mean, they're not a team that is going to overwhelm you with size, but they're a team that knows how to score, and again, they just play smart basketball. They are well coached, but I tell you, the philosophy is, I've heard from several coaches, no matter if it's women's basketball, men's basketball, when you are on the road, you got to play like you're 10 points down from the shoot, because if you get into any kind of deficit, it could spell trouble, especially against one of the most polarizing teams in the state in Waukee. It's going to be fun to watch.
Send it down to our PA announcer for our pregame starting lineups.
Waukee. Our guests tonight come from the north side of Ankeny. They bring with them their school colors of black and silver. They are the Ankeny Centennial Jaguars. And proudly playing for the purple and gold, your Waukee Warriors. Let's meet our starting lineups. First, for the Jaguars. Starting at guard, a 6'2" senior, number 3, Drew Schurz. At forward, a 6'5" junior, number 10, Chase Shuddy. He stands 6'5", a senior. He plays forward, number 12, Evan Bryan. At guard, a 6'3" junior, number 13, Nick Paskey. And at guard, 6 foot even, a junior, number 14, Luke Winkle. Head coach of the Jaguars is Bob Fontana. Assistants, Matt Delger and Luke Donato. the 6'4" junior, number 1, Mason Costello. At guard, the 6'4" senior, number 4, Cooper Randall. At 6'9", he's a senior. He plays forward, number 25, Vance Pfeiffer. And at guard, the 6'1" senior, number 33, Kane Littlefield. Head coach of the Warriors is Kevin Ganaski. Assistants Kyle Ganaski and Austin Walker.
Alrighty, we are ready to get rolling here at the Waukee Fieldhouse. It's the number 3 Ankeny Centennial Jaguars taking on the number 4th ranked Waukee Warriors. Blake Walker, Hunter Phillips with you here this evening. Great crowd on hand for both Waukee and Centennial. Final thoughts before we hit opening tip-off.
This has the makings of being one of those intriguing top 5 matchups where you have the clash of styles a bit, if you will. Don't let what this says on paper fool you, though. These are two teams that are going to be making noise once we approach state tournament basketball time. Both teams well coached, loaded with talent. Time to hoop.
Ankeny Centennial trying to prove that their ranking is legit, trying to prove their record is legit. Waukee fell a little bit in the AP poll after the loss to Northwest. A lot of people said they should have just fallen to number 2, but we play to figure it out. We are off and running. Waukee gets the ball to start. And we are going here at the Waukee Fieldhouse. Vance Pfeiffer has it down on the block. He's double teamed quickly. Very aggressive start defensively for the Jaguars. Long 3 at the top of the key is not going to go for Mason Costello, and the Jaguars will take the rebound. Top of the key, Chase Shuddy. They'll swing it around to the corner. This is Evan Bryan. Kind of got blocked off the backside by Vance Pfeiffer, and here comes Waukee. Omaha Ballou, the Iowa State recruit. Pulls up and spots for 2, fades, won't go. Wanted a foul, didn't get him. The big thing tonight was who was going to guard Omaha. Nice behind the back move, won't go that time for Luke Winkle.
And that is Winkle's game. He's not a guy that's going to prefer to shoot from the outside. He's not afraid to challenge at the rim.
Omaha Ballou down low.
And that is a guy who's not afraid to challenge the rim. In fact, the rim is afraid of number 0 because he is a guy that I think tonight he is going to no doubt have that advantage in the paint. So Ankeny Centennial always has to keep him on tabs.
2-0 lead start for Waukee. There's a drive to the basket blocked by Pfeiffer, and then a foul down low. Chase Shuddy will go to the line to shoot 2. Pfeiffer grabbed 1 block there and then came down a little too hard. Centennial puts everybody back and says we're not even going to try for a rebound here. Instead, they'll prepare for a transition attempt. They'll run up a couple there as Chase Shuddy misses his first.
Well, Pfeiffer's a guy that averages over 3 blocks per game, and I think tonight he's going to be looking to get over that average. 19 on the season, and that's going to be the key for Centennial. You got to take advantage of your trips to the line when you're given those opportunities.
Misses them both. 2-0 lead remains for Waukee. Ballou, step back, fading, rolls out. Rebound was tried to be tapped out by Mason Costello. It's not going to go. Here come the Jaguars back the other way. Pull up 3 by Drew Schurz. Back iron, no. Rebound skied for by Costello. And here comes Waukee. Randall for 3. No, off the back iron, and Pfeiffer grabs the rebound. Cade Littlefield will try his luck from beyond the arc, and he puts it in.
Well, leave it up to your captain, Cade Littlefield, to get the 3-point shooting started, his 6th of the season.
3 from the corner for Centennial. will not fall. That was Nick Vasky, the junior. Littlefield going to try and go backward back, and he banks it in off the glass. Timeout on the floor. Waukee jumps to a quick 8-0 start, and Centennial forced to call a timeout early.
Well, and again, it's for Ankeny Centennial not the start that you want to get off to, and it's Waukee attacking in transition. And it's so easy for them right now because Omaha Blue, so much attention on him, and Littlefield didn't call the bank, but he'll take it.
That's one of the harder shots to hit in basketball, and Littlefield makes it look easy. Back-to-back three-pointers. Give Waukee a solid 8-0 start here at home.
And when Cade Littlefield gets going, too, and he's a guy that comes from a great basketball family. His sister Carly, phenomenal basketball player, playing professionally overseas. When he gets going, that opens things up for the litany of other guys who can certainly stroke it from anywhere on the floor.
Jaguars will try to set up here. Try to get a point on the board after this fast start by the Warriors. Down on the low block. Three-pointer from the wing. Rims in and out. Blue on the rebound, and there's going to be a foul on the floor. That's going to be on number 13, Nick Vasky, as Blue fell to the ground.
Well, we've seen Centennial. They've had some good looks from long distance, and maybe that's just, the jitters of, getting this one going. Quite an atmosphere here tonight at Waukee. And Chase Shuddy, he's a guy that hasn't really attempted that many threes, but when he has, he's a 43% three-point shooter, so you're okay with him taking that shot, but cannot afford too many empty possessions here in the early going.
Under 5 to go here in the first quarter. That one knocked away from Blue's hands, and Centennial will come running back the other way. Still looking for that first point here in the first quarter. And Waukee's defense gets to reset. Luke Winkle, leading scorer here with the ball. He kicks out to the corner. Quick drive to the basket. A floater high off the glass will not go. That was Connor Welsh. And the Warriors look to push. Pfeiffer to the lane. Tough layup, will not go. Blues on the glass, but got it ripped away. And it will be out of bounds, and it will remain with Waukee.
That was Easton Pratt trying to jar that ball away from the strong hands of Blue. Pratt is a guy that's not afraid to mix it up with anyone.
Blue drives all the way inside and gets the layup to go.
A lot of 6'8" against 6'3". Vasky, a couple times here in the early going, he's been matched up on either offense or that time on defense, and just no match when you got Omaha Blue right there.
Blue averaging about 22, 23 points per contest. A lot of people thought tonight could be a night that he really steps it up and starts grabbing a couple long points. There's a long three. That will not go for Luke Winkle.
Well contested by Costello. Sorry, partner.
Jaguars still scoreless. Costello for three. Yes. It is all Waukee. 13-0 start for the Warriors. That one knocked off the leg. And Centennial's got to reset. It also does not help. You are in a 3:07 to go here in the first quarter. A couple substitutions on the floor for Waukee with Keyshawn Moore and Owen Shipper checking in.
Number 30, Owen Shipper. And number 24, Keyshawn Moore.
There's one thing about Waukee, Hunter. This team, despite being a good starting five, their bench is very solid as well.
Just so deep and at multiple positions on the floor, too. Just so versatile all around.
Shipper, nice effort on the glass. He hands off to Ballou, and he dunks right over top of Vasky, who was laying on the ground.
Yeah, if you're Nick Vasky, Ballou coming at you like Rutrow, coming right at you.
Right over top of him. 15-0 start.
And that started off of a guy coming off the bench, and Owen Shipper getting that offensive rebound. Deep team that makes things happen in multiple facets.
Jaguars look down low. He's got Ballou right up against him. He's not going to shoot. Another tough layup. Will not go. Ballou with the rebound. Waukee looks to push. Shipper up the floor to Randall. And that time the ball goes wide, a little bit of miscommunication. And Omaha turns and says, let's calm this thing down.
I think that's what Bob Fontana wants to tell his team as well. They're forcing up a lot of tough shots. There's the corner tray by Cooper Randall. He'll be going to Truman State, and Omaha Blue rising up for the Monster Slam.
How about this start by Waukee? 15-0. Winkle goes outside. He goes inside now. A floater will not go by Easton Pratt. And here comes Waukee. Moore hands it off, swings it back. Three-pointer by Costello, off front iron. Moore fights back for the rebound, though. Ballou inside. Weaves his way through, gets his own rebound. Gets blocked from behind. Heck of a play by Chase Shuddy. And the clock reset. Rogers fades for two. No. And Centennial finally able to grab a rebound. And Winkle will reset at the top of the key.
You love how tough the Jaguars are still playing defensively, but need to get something going on the scoreboard, and that's not going to help right there.
Another turnover, and Waukee will get the ball right back. A couple more substitutions for Centennial. Schurz checks in. And a couple more. Cade Littlefield checks in for Waukee, and Costello takes a much-needed break. One minute to go in the first quarter. Ballou stops and fires a long three, and it rims out. If you ask Omaha, his jump shot has not probably been where he's wanted it to be this year to start. There's a long three tipped out of bounds by Winkle. Granted, he's about a 50% shooter because he's all down low, but his jump shot, definitely something that he could improve on.
Yeah, we got a chance to watch them at Southeast Polk, a game that really the Rams made pretty difficult for the Warriors that night. And, you know, Ballou got his, no doubt, but it all really came in the paint. Like you said, that's just been something that, again, you know, he's going to have to work on, no doubt, here the rest of the season. He's got the shot. It's just trying to be more consistent with his shooting stroke. But, man, just the tools are right there for him. And if he can get that shot figured out, my goodness.
Ballou draws a double. He'll go to Cade Littlefield. Wide open for three. Rims out. Shipper's on the glass. Keyshawn Moore tries his luck from deep. He can't hit. Shipper again gets the rebound. Moore spins. It gets blocked. 12 seconds to go on the clock for Centennial. Drew Schurz with it. Schurz back outside. They'll kick right to him. 2 seconds. He'll fire up a three. Will not go. What a dominant first quarter by Waukee. 15-0 is your score. We will see you in the second quarter. Waukee leads. You're watching the Central Iowa Sports Network.
We are so much more
than an energy company.
We are connectors,
Community protectors.
And clean energy leaders.
we are
Job creators.
friends and neighbors, stewards of your dollars and savings. Yes, we.
We are so much more.
We are the energy,
Behind your everyday.
and we are
Obsessively
relentlessly.
At your service.
For 75 years, Holt service trucks have hit the streets of central Iowa to help customers in need. It might be for plumbing, heating, cooling, a water heater, or the usual repairs and maintenance. We've done that with quality work from quality employees who bring passion and personality to the job. That's the Holt difference. It gives me great pride to see how our company has grown from the seeds of success my grandfather planted in 1947. That's why more and more central Iowans are saying, let Holt handle that.
Welcome back to the Central Iowa Sports Network. It's Jersey night here at Waukee High School. A couple jerseys thrown in there. Hunter and I were picking out the jerseys before this game started, checking out all the cool uniforms the kids have had on. 15-0. Yes, you heard that right, and our scoreboard is not wrong. 15-0 to start the second quarter. Centennial looking for their first points of the game. Hunter, a very dominant first quarter by Waukee.
Yeah, it really all started on defense, where they are not giving any breathing room and forcing those kind of shots right there from Ankeny Centennial. I mean, everything has been contested. They have forced them to throw low-efficient looks, and as a result, have not been able to get anything going. And you really knew that, still plenty of basketball left, but when Cade Littlefield knocks down a three by banking it in from the near corner, that it was just going to be the Warriors' night. And so he got things going early. Omaha Blue with 6 points as well, but love the rebounding that we've seen from Waukee. Again, having that height advantage, they've been able to get those second and third chance opportunities.
Pfeiffer got it ripped away by Winkle. And here comes Centennial. The Centennial student section has not stood up this entire game because I'm pretty sure they're waiting for them to score to stand up. 9 minutes of game time have gone by without a score now for Centennial.
And that's a guy that you need to really elevate you.
Littlefield for three. Rims out. There's been a couple of those tonight. Despite the 15-0 lead, Waukee's had a lot of open looks.
Oh, they really have, and honesty would compel you that they're going to start hitting those because of just how talented of shooters they are. But Centennial's got some guys, too. They've had their good looks, and now they'll get a trip to the line. They'll be their second trip at the free throw line, and again, a minuscule 2 free throws back in the opening portion of the first quarter, Blake. You go 0 for 2. Again, it may seem real small, but boy, you needed to get something going there, as Kirby will be at the line here, one of the 5 seniors on this Ankeny Centennial team.
Jack Kirby scores the first point for Ankeny Centennial on the evening. A couple more substitutions on the floor for Centennial.
Probably hear the sarcastic cheer from the Ankeny Centennial student section.
And all they get is 1. So 15-1. Waukee has slowed down just a little bit here offensively. Got out to a 8-0 start pretty quickly, put up a couple more. Costello all the way and puts it in. The growth of Mason Costello since the beginning of last year has been unbelievable at the point guard position. He gets it blocked, and look out. Upstairs, look out, Ballou!
What more can you say? Mr. Box Office, Omaha Ballou, right in your living room.
Three-pointer from the corner will not go, and Ballou's on the rebound. Omaha all the way, stutter step, and a foul. He will go to the line to shoot 2. Take a look at the replay as there is an injured Jaguar on the play. You knew this was coming when it was 2-on-3 and a perfect lob pass by Cooper Randall.
And you know that's something that they work on in practice and transition, as the Ankeny Centennial athletic training staff is tending to one of their Jaguars out there on the court. Couldn't identify the number, but certainly hope that young man is okay.
I think he took an Omaha Ballou knee to the chest. And he was the one called on the blocking foul. That is number 12, Evan Bryan. Technically, besides Cale Jones, who is 6'6", and Ure DeCooley, who is 6'5". He's also the tallest, 6'5". So a couple 6'5" on Centennial's roster.
Yeah, Bryan had a good game against Johnston on Tuesday. A well-balanced effort there in that close win over Johnston, that hard-earned victory. This is a Ankeny Centennial squad that, I tell you, they're always going to bring so much effort out there on the floor, and we're going to see it all night long, but Omaha Ballou and company are really starting to take over here in the second.
Omaha misses his first at the charity stripe. He's got 8 so far. Cade Littlefield with 6 and Mason Costello with 5. Jack Kirby with the lone point for Ankeny Centennial. And Ballou, who's actually pretty good at the free throw line, misses both. 5.5 to go here in the first half. It's all Waukee to start this one. Winkle spins, floats, no. The tip almost went back in by Easton Pratt. He was able to get the rebound. Good effort there by the senior. Centennial tries again. Shuddy spins, will not go. Waukee looks to push. Ballou on Winkle. Ballou tries to kick it back outside, gets it knocked away. 2-on-1 back the other way. Layup high and foul. And to the line will go number 13, Nick Baskey, the junior.
Well, and that was utilizing the double team really well. Ballou just a little loose with that dribble, high with that dribble, and that allowed Baskey to get in there on the steal, tipped by maybe another member of the Jaguars there. And so those are the kind of plays that you still love to see if you're Ankeny Centennial. Know you're down by 17 here, but you want to, again, just try to send a message that, hey, you know, we're going to continue to fight out there, and well done there on the defensive end and cashing in on the 2 free throws.
Free throws are the only method of scoring tonight for Centennial so far. A little bit of a zone here by Centennial. Littlefield for 3. Again, just rims out. Ballou on the glass and gets it knocked away, and it's a foul. Well, anytime Omaha has it down low, you're worried that as a defender, he's just going to kick some elbows out and just throw it down.
Yeah, just kind of holding on for dear life, if you will, whenever Ballou gets his hands on the basketball. That's the 14th foul on Ankeny Centennial here in the first half. But, yeah, we knew that rebounding was going to be the area where the Ankeny Centennial really had to try their best tonight against the height of Waukee. But, Ballou, I mean, it's just easier said than done, no matter how many guys you have patrolling down there to try to get them away.
Earlier this week, Waukee Northwest beat Ankeny 60-29. Dominant performance for the Wolves, and I think Waukee saw that game and said, well, maybe we can try that too.
Yeah, the state of basketball on the boys' side is controlled here in Waukee. You were there for that terrific atmosphere there at Waukee Northwest, and those two teams will meet again, and man, just a fun time to be a basketball fan here in the Des Moines Metro.
A bit of a stutter by Schurz. His layup goes short. 4:05 to go here in the first half between Waukee and Ankeny Centennial. Backdoor pass won't go for Costello, and Centennial slows this thing down. Next week, Centennial gets a big matchup against their crosstown rival, Ankeny, on Tuesday at Ankeny. That layup high off the glass. That will not go. There is a lid on the basket tonight for the Jaguars. Long 3 from Schurz, misses wide, and it will be Waukee basketball.
Checking into the Jags lineup, number 14, Luke Winkle.
Even when Ankeny Centennial has ran their offense and they've had those real good looks, no matter if they're open jump shots or through cutting, just driving through the lane. Yeah, just the rim has not been kind to the visiting Jaguars thus far here tonight.
About a 2-3 zone look right here for Centennial. Costello gets free for 3. Yes.
And that's the thing. When you play a zone, you got to communicate. And no communication there, just looking at the basketball. And then it was too late as Costello knocked that one down. Centennial, they'll mix some things up defensively. They're trying to find anything. And how about here with just under 3 to play in the first half? The first field goal made for Ankeny Centennial in this ball game.
Shuddy, that's his first points of the ball game. As Waukee holds a 24-5 lead so far. 2.5 to go here in the first half. What a pass, down low, Schipper. Give the assist to Mason Costello.
Again, those are just juniors on this team, gaining valuable experience this year. Shipper's been active on the glass. That time, getting the finish, and Costello, he has the makings to be a really good point guard, shooting guard at the next level.
26-5, Jaguars with 4 fouls, Waukee just 3. Another arid pass, and this will be an over and back for Centennial. And honestly, might have wanted to pick it up and just take the over and back, because now you get the ball in a pretty good spot down here in the corner. I know you didn't want to pick it up, but either way, could have made the difference of where the ball was placed. Blue guarded by Vasky. Omaha wide open. Keyshawn Moore misses. Nice pass kind of snuck in there to Evan Bryan. Bryan's going to go to work on the low post. He'll turn and can't go. How about Jaden Rogers? One-handed snag for the rebound. Shipper for 3. Won't go. Rogers somehow almost bounced it back in. Centennial grabs the board.
Keyshawn Moore, Jaden Rogers, so fun off the bench for Waukee to watch because of their athleticism. And how about Evan Bryan? Got the wind knocked out of him a little bit ago, and again had that big performance, had some key buckets in that win against Johnston. Good to see the Jaguars knock one in from long range.
Blue spins baseline, trying to put it up over top of his head, and it will not go. And we're going to get a foul on Omaha as he tried to go back for his own rebound.
Yeah, bit of a frustration foul there from Baloo. I think he felt as though that there was some contact there on the way up. Wasn't sure if he was going to try to pass it out to the corner or go for the shot, but just frustration there for Baloo, and he'll get a breather on the bench.
Overall, I'd say Waukee has looked pretty good on offense. I mean, 26 points for a team that averages 70 points per contest. Centennial's definitely played their fair share of good defense here so far. Owen Shipper, one of the hardest working men on the court with the steal. Rogers off the glass won't go. Shipper tries to put it up and in. Centennial with the rebound. He's trapped, and a kickball on Jaden Rogers.
Boy, and with plays like that, you could honestly say that Waukee should have more points here tonight because they have gotten so many offensive rebounds. They've had open looks off of those rebounds, and Ankeny Centennial lucky that the deficit is what it is, but turnovers, uncharacteristic play from Luke Winkle, nearly gave another one up right there. That has not helped the cause for the Jags so far tonight.
35 seconds to go here in the half. Turnaround layup is good by Nick Vasky. He leads all Centennial scorers with 4, and with 24 seconds left, there will be a timeout by Waukee to set up a final play of some sort. It'll take a 30-second timeout. 26-10, Waukee leads over Ankeny Centennial. Jaguars starting to figure something out here on offense.
Yeah, and right now they've almost tied up Waukee in scoring here in the second quarter, and so late blooming are the Jaguars. And look, I mean, coming into a hostile environment like this, you know, again, there are going to be some jitters, or I know Shivers is playing right now by Ed Sheeran here, but no, you love how Ankeny Centennial is continuing to fight. They have guys that just grind it out day in and day out, and right now they're starting to, you know, once the ball drops in, Blake, it starts to open things up a little bit. It took them about 13 and a half minutes for them to get their first field goal tonight, but yeah, once they were able to get going, they're starting to heat up a little bit, but still pretty large deficit here.
See what Waukee drew up for the last 24 seconds. Moore runs the top of the key. He'll hand off to Omaha Baloo with 8 seconds to go. Baloo waits, kicks to Littlefield. That one was knocked, and I thought it was hit the direction it took, but it will be Waukee basketball with 1 second left, as Centennial student section decides to go with the overrated chant to Omaha Blue. Blue fires a long 3, will not go, and that will do it for the end of the first half. Dominant first half for Waukee on defense. 26-10 is your score. We'll take a break and be back to talk your halftime statistics. You're watching the Central Iowa Sports Network.
For 75 years, Holt service trucks have hit the streets of Central Iowa to help customers in need. It might be for plumbing, heating, cooling, a water heater, or the usual repairs and maintenance. We've done that with quality work from quality employees who bring passion and personality to the job. That's the Holt difference. It gives me great pride to see how our company has grown from the seeds of success my grandfather planted in 1947. That's why more and more Central Iowans are saying, let Holt handle that.
Mornings. They can be hectic.
Let's go!
So can your car, so to get a free pickup, drop-off, or delivery, head over to Honest Wrenches. And their loaner vehicles?
No extra charge.
Find your peace of mind with even more wonderful services.
Every vehicle that comes in gets a full visual inspection and a 5-year, 50,000-mile warranty. No extra charge.
Head on over to Honest Wrenches. No extra charge, and it's how service should be.
We all love a good win, however small or ordinary. Losing track of time, finding yourself with a few extra dollars in your pocket, soaking up the perfect Iowa day. These are the everyday delights and small victories that make us smile. These are the moments that connect us all as Iowans. And these are the moments that, more often than not, start with Iowa's farm families and the corn they're growing. Because when corn grows Iowa, Iowans win.
When you need to conquer the drifts on your property, get the job done your way. The Western Defender Compact Snowplow. All the professional grade features in just the right size for your mid-sized pickup or SUV. Easy to attach and easy to use. Get the performance to plow like this and finish like this. Western. More jobs done faster.
Visit Truck Equipment Inc. today at truckequipmentinc.com.
Our year-end sales event is going on now at DeArmond Automotive, Knoxville.
With over 60 new vehicles in stock on the ground, you can take delivery now.
Every new Chevy, Buick, GMC, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram, and all DeArmond certified used vehicles are tagged with one low sale price.
DeArmond Automotive Knoxville, DeArmondAuto.com.
Welcome back to the Central Iowa Sports Network. Blake Walker, Hunter Phillips with you here this evening. Waukee on top of Ankeny Centennial, 26-10 at halftime. Hunter, the big storyline from this one, it was 15-0 at one point. Centennial did not score a single point in the first quarter. They're able to score 10 in the second quarter. Still got outscored by 1 overall. But starting to try to crawl back into it. Waukee's offense starting to get there. What are your first impressions here on this first half?
Well, we had the conversation to start our broadcast. How is Ankeny Centennial, a team that lacks really the size and that athleticism, to match up with a team that is really tops in the state in both of those categories? And we found out really there in the opening quarter that there's just so many guys for Waukee that can really light you up. I mean, when Cade Littlefield is coming in and gives you 6 points, that just opens up the door. And so it was really the defense, I think, for me, from Waukee. They forced Ankeny Centennial into a lot of difficult shots. We did see Ankeny Centennial work some things in through their offense and finally got some good looks, but to not get your first field goal in for 13 and a half minutes, that is tough. And so, credit to the student section here at Waukee. They have made things really difficult for Ankeny Centennial and for anyone, for that matter, who comes in here. But it was really the defensive play from Waukee and then working in the transition. It was really too much for Ankeny Centennial to handle there in the first half.
And that should say something, because when you think of this Waukee team, you think of offense. You're really not thinking of defense, but the offense or the defense is what got it done. So that's huge for them, and should be a good second half upcoming. Centennial started to figure a couple things out, and we'll see how Waukee fares in the second half. We'll take another break, and we'll be back for more halftime analysis. You're watching the Central Iowa Sports Network.
Lets your UTV power through the storm. The Impact V Plow and Impact Straight Blade, with the features the pros demand, custom tailored for your UTV. And to keep your work top-notch, rely on the Tornado UTV Hopper Spreader. Now that's a job well done. Western, more jobs done faster.
Visit Truck Equipment Inc. today at truckequipmentinc.com.
We all love a good win, however small or ordinary. Losing track of time, finding yourself with a few extra dollars in your pocket, soaking up the perfect Iowa day. These are the everyday delights and small victories that make us smile. These are the moments that connect us all as Iowans. And these are the moments that, more often than not, start with Iowa's farm families and the corn they're growing. Because when corn grows Iowa, Iowans win.
Ever have one of those awkward moments when a business disappointed you? You got ripped off? Didn't get what you expected? The Better Business Bureau can help you avoid these uncomfortable situations. BBB accredited businesses are honest, ethical, and reviewed annually by the BBB. Don't experience another awkward moment with a bad business. Trust the ones that operate with integrity. Look for the BBB seal. It's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Hi, this is Chris from Fireplace Superstore, and you've probably noticed there's shortages on most everything in the market today. Well, Heat and Glow has helped us out this year, and they are focusing their energy on their gas fireplace inserts. So if you've got a drafty old wood-burning fireplace and you want to get it retrofitted into a beautiful, high-efficient gas fireplace, come see us. We will have product to sell you.
Heat and Glow gas fireplace insert from Fireplace Superstore. 109th and Douglas at Urbandale, just west of Homeacres.
Our year-end sales event is going on now at DeArmond Automotive, Knoxville.
With over 60 new vehicles in stock on the ground, you can take delivery now.
Every new Chevy, Buick, GMC, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram, and all DeArmond certified used vehicles are tagged with one low sale price.
DeArmond Automotive Knoxville, DeArmondAuto.com.
Welcome back to the Central Iowa Sports Network. Happy holidays from everyone here at the Central Iowa Sports Network. Blake Walker, Hunter Phillips with you here this evening. Waukee leads Ankeny Centennial at halftime, 26-10. An incredible defensive performance by Waukee so far this half. Couple leading scores for Waukee. Omaha Blue leads all scores with 10. Mason Costello with 8. Owen Shipper with 2. Cade Littlefield with 6. And then for Ankeny Centennial, Jack Kirby with 1, Chase Shuddy with 2, Evan Bryan with 3, and Nick Vasky with 4. Score update from you, or for you, Dowling Catholic and Ankeny.
Yeah, other game happening on the Central Iowa Sports Network out there at Dowling Catholic High School. Close one between the Maroons and the Hawks lead by 3 at halftime, 36-33.
Ankeny plays Ankeny Centennial next Tuesday. You can catch that game on the Central Iowa Sports Network in what should be a phenomenal game. Always good when crosstown rivals play. And in that rivalry, it doesn't seem to matter. One team could be absolutely terrible, have the worst record of the state. The other team could be unbelievable, and the team with the worst record could still win.
Well, it's the old adage of you still got to play the game, and especially when it's a crosstown rival that you're squaring off with. I mean, that's what just adds the motivational factor right there. And so that'll be fun to watch. Of course, we noted it earlier here in our broadcast, but we saw it in full force with the Waukee Northwest matchup. And so that's why you got to love these rivalries, because it brings out the best in both opponents.
Should be a fun rest of the way so far this season. And between Waukee and Ankeny Centennial, Waukee fourth in the AP poll. Ankeny Centennial is currently third. I'm going to try to pull up the AP poll for you to go through it so far. But Centennial undefeated to start the year. That loss for Waukee, definitely something that they wanted to go through if you want to run through the top 10 here.
Yeah, Cedar Rapids Kennedy, which, by the way, Bob Fontana, that's where he got his start as a coach, was there for a long time. Cedar Rapids Kennedy there at 2, and then you have, of course, Dubuque Senior at number 5. Eastern Iowa looking really good this year. Don't forget about Sioux City East. Both their boys and girls programs have been playing well. North Scott, Indianola, they're playing Norwalk tonight. We'll try to get a score in there. Indianola didn't play earlier in the week. And then Iowa City West, of course, with the young Jack McCaffrey. And then Cedar Falls, always a feisty team up there in Northeast Iowa. That rounds out the top 10. I know Johnston was a team receiving votes. Didn't quite mark down the other teams receiving votes. But a lot of talented teams spread out across the state. And highlighted, of course, by the two teams that are here tonight. Top 5 matchup.
I think Indianola is probably my surprise. I think Drew Kingery, obviously I'm biased because I'm from the Little Hawkeye Conference in Grinnell, but, Indianola, smaller school, one of the smaller 4A schools, but, they are really talented. Fun team. They're going to be fun to watch. And like you said, Sioux City East, Dubuque Senior, Cedar Rapids Kennedy has a tough game against Cedar Falls tonight. A lot of good teams in Class 4A, that is for sure, tonight.
I do have a score update for you. Indianola currently trailing Norwalk 15-13. That game just going into the second quarter.
Former Valley coach Joe Segrist, currently an assistant coach at Norwalk on the boys' staff. Had him up and chatted with him over the Waukee Northwest halftimes last week.
Well, and you knew that he wasn't going to go away from coaching at all, but no, he's doing well down there. Of course, won a pair of championships at Valley on the girls' side, I believe. One of his oldest son is playing for Norwalk, so great to see that he is coaching and doing well down there for the Warriors.
We're off and running here in the second half between Ankeny Centennial and Waukee. Vance Pfeiffer off the glass and puts it in. It's his first points of the evening. Vance, not a high-flying scorer, but as his height, he's technically the tallest one on the court. He can make a big difference.
Yeah, and he's gotten the attention of a few schools, Nebraska, Kearney, Truman State, Briarcliff, and a few more. Just his overall skill set, those kind of programs covet.
First quarter score was 15-0. Waukee was leading over Centennial. The Jags put up 10 in the second quarter. There's a long three-pointer by Drew Schurz. Jaguars are not, I wouldn't count them out yet.
I wouldn't either, especially if they start to catch fire from long distance. And you know at some point that Nick Vasky, he's going to start to get things going as well as Luke Winkle. And the jump shooting woes just hitting Omaha Blue here tonight.
And overall, defensively, Centennial hasn't played badly here tonight against Waukee. Giving up just 28 points here for a team that averages 70 per contest. It's definitely a win for the Jags. There's a bump and an offensive foul called on Evan Bryant.
Offensive foul is on number 13, Nick Vasky.
It's his second foul of the basketball game. And 28-13, 6:22 remaining. Waukee will take it back, and it looks like going to have a little bit of a press here by Centennial. Vance Pfeiffer has to go to the bench and probably get a nose plugged. He has a bloody nose. So in for him is Owen Schipper. Littlefield with it here for the Warriors. Mason Costello for three. Yes, once again. Third three-pointer of the ball game for Mason Costello.
Nice time there from Littlefield and hit Costello right there in the shooting pocket. And Costello knocking down his second three of the game.
Long three, good response. Drew Schurz back-to-back threes by the senior.
Well, he also played really well in that double overtime win against Johnston. This is a well-balanced backcourt for Ankeny Centennial that you cannot sleep on, but picking up where he left off to start the game, Cade Littlefield, all of his points coming from beyond the arc. He had the 2 threes back there in the first quarter, and now to start off the second half, knocking one down.
4 3-pointers combined in a row by both teams. 2 apiece. Back outside, they kick to the corner. Ballou, good recovery. Drive to the basket, off the glass won't go. Good rebound by Nick Vasky. And a beautiful find down low. Vasky puts it up and in.
Number 13, Nick Vasky. Timeout.
Timeout on the floor. It'll be a 30-second timeout by Centennial. Well, they're scoring, but Waukee's also scoring. The defense kind of slipping up just a little bit here for Ankeny Centennial.
Yeah, I mean, for Ankeny Centennial, they had their really good moments on defense, and now they're finally scoring, but can't put it all together. But there you see the help defense coming in for Schipper, and that left Vasky wide open. So excellent ball movement by the Jaguars, who I'm sure Coach Fontana is saying, man, where was this in the first quarter? But again, when you come out here on the road, you have to play with that just extra inch of intensity, and Waukee just came out the better team, but Centennial putting things together here in the third. They just need to string together a string of stops here to maybe start to put some pressure on the Warriors.
34-18, all Waukee over Centennial here. Jags put on a little bit of a press here to see if they could slow down the Warriors on offense. Costello gets across the timeline, guarded by Luke Winkle, who has had a pretty quiet night as a leading scorer for the Jags, coming in with 13 per contest. Ballou got rid of it to Shipper for 3. That won't go. Ballou's on the glass, and we're going to get a foul down low on Drew Schurz. And Drew thought it was going to be against Omaha.
Yeah, he thought it was going to be an over the back.
Yeah, Ballou landed on top of it.
That could have gone either way. But it just shows again how strong Waukee has been here tonight on the offensive glass.
Ballou underneath, reverse dunk. It's always dangerous because you got to think if they get the right angle, they could lob it out from out of bounds. Winkle slides, no.
There's probably no other team in the state that is difficult to game plan for when it comes to guarding those out-of-bounds plays than Waukee, because just when you think you've got those angles all patched up, yeah, not so fast, because Omaha Ballou can catch it and he can score it in all sorts of different ways.
Cade Littlefield will throw in for Waukee. Under 4.5 to go. Ballou a little too hard for Owen Shipper, and it'll go back the other way.
The right idea there to Shipper with the skip pass, or the scoop pass rather. Maybe a little too strong, and Shipper wasn't anticipating it. Now we'll see if Centennial can take advantage of that turnover.
Winkle has tried that quick first step to the basket. He's pretty fast. As there's a foul on the backside, I believe they're going to get Jaden Rogers. Yes, they are. And it will send Easton Pratt to the line. Pratt scoreless on the evening. Goes to the charity stripe for 2.
Pratt, like his sister Jaden, who we saw earlier for a big win for the Ankeny Centennial girls, extremely athletic. He is a guy who just makes such a difference right off the bench on both ends of the floor. And he's actually going to be pitching at the college level for Minnesota State Mankato. I know he's a little disappointed with himself there, and the free throw shooting, a lot to be desired there for Centennial tonight, but Easton Pratt is a guy that is such a big weapon off the bench for Centennial.
Is able to sink the back end of the 2 free throws. Centennial trying to string something together, at least a run or something here against Waukee to try to close the gap. Rogers for 3 at the corner. Off back iron, won't go. Here come the Jags, looking to push a little bit quicker. This is Drew Schurz. He hits back-to-back threes here at the beginning of the quarter. Quite a few of Centennial's points feel like they've come off rebounds on the offensive glass. Shipper to Rogers all the way. Layup rims out. Shipper's on the glass. Almost gets it knocked away. Goes back upstairs to Omaha Ballou. And they'll reset. Ballou one-on-one. Spins off the glass. Won't go. And ripped back away by Chase Shuddy. Winkle still scoreless, looking for that first point. Almost gets it knocked away. He'll go back to the top and fire a 3. It's good.
Centennial 3.
Breaks his scoreless drought on the evening, brings it back within 14.
On the scouting report, if you're Waukee, you're going to let Winkle take those shots. He's got a little bit of an unorthodox shot, but good to see him get in the score column. And for the most part, this has been a really solid third quarter here for Ankeny Centennial.
Rogers skies for the rebound and puts it back up and in. Timeout Waukee on the floor. Rogers with his first points. They're going to take a full timeout. We'll take one with them. You're watching the Central Iowa Sports Network.
For 75 years, Holt service trucks have hit the streets of Central Iowa to help customers in need. It might be for plumbing, heating, cooling, a water heater, or the usual repairs and maintenance. We've done that with quality work from quality employees who bring passion and personality to the job. That's the Holt difference. It gives me great pride to see how our company has grown from the seeds of success my grandfather planted in 1947. That's why more and more Central Iowans are saying, let Holt handle that.
Welcome back to the Central Iowa Sports Network. Take a look at Coach Kevin Kanaski along with his Waukee squad. Checking in on a couple things in the timeout. Blake Walker, Hunter Phillips with you here this evening at the Waukee Fieldhouse. It is all Waukee on top of the Centennial 38-22. This quarter so far, Hunter, both teams pretty even throughout. Both teams with 12 points, if I'm not mistaken. What's changed here for Centennial offensively that they're starting to get a couple more buckets on the board?
I think it was just finally knocking that first one down. I mean, it's been Drew Schreers. It just, it sounds simple, but, when you're a shooter, once that first one goes down, then it's like, okay, all right, that the rim gets a little bigger, the basket gets bigger. But the tough thing has been, while they've been able to score, they have not been able to stop Waukee. And, again, it's been their tenacity on the glass, getting a second chance point.
That three won't go by Easton Pratt, and a foul down low. Yeah, it's like you said, you can score all we want, but if you're trading baskets, it's not really doing you any good.
Yeah, you cannot afford to do that in this stage of the game, but on that particular play right there, strong rebound along the weak side for Nick Vasky. Again, don't let that 6'3" frame fool you. He is a guy that affects the game, not only as a scorer, but he's not afraid to mix it up, post up, and be able to get in there for rebounds. And so he's really had a battle. He's been tasked with guarding Omaha Blue a couple different times here tonight. But along with him and Winkle, not too much phases these guys.
Vasky sinks both the leads all scorers for Centennial with 8. The lead is back down to 14. The Jags trying to get something going. Here's a steal. Pratt coast to coast, stops, and puts it up and in. It's his third point of the quarter.
That is exactly what he can do. And again, Centennial sprinkling in that press.
They'll slow it down and give it back to Omaha Blue. Centennial slowly but surely trying to crawl back into this one. Trailed 15-0 at the end of the first quarter. And an offensive foul on Keyshawn Moore.
And guess who was there? Nick Vasky. He is so tough right there and not afraid to absorb the contact, take the charge to win his team an extra possession.
Connor Welsh will walk it up, the junior. Yet to score a bucket tonight, but a big chance here. Under a minute and a half to go in the third. The lead is 12. Welsh back outside, and a missed play. Littlefield takes it back away. It's taken right back. They go back down low to Welsh. Waits for it. 10-point game.
Nice hesitation.
Broken down plays sometimes can be a team that's coming from behind their best friend. And just like that, as you noted, just a 10-point ball game.
Littlefield, he gets a screen. He goes to the basket, kicks right back outside to Cooper Randall. Randall fouled. He'll shoot 2. Randall, no score yet tonight for him, but he'll have his chance here at the line. Vasky's third foul, and when he's a playmaker like he is tonight, that's not what you want to see.
Oh, man, that's just a foul that you just do not want to give up. Randall, like you noted, fairly quiet night.
This is his first free throw.
And it just seems like there have been a lot of missed opportunities for Waukee. I mean, you think that's saying, well, geez, you led 15-0 after the first quarter. You don't give up a field goal, through the first 13 and a half minutes, but they have left a lot out there, I feel like, and it's kept the door open, kept it open for Ankeny Centennial.
Randall misses both. Under a minute to go in the third. Winkle, he's going to try his luck. Off glass and good. Don't look now, but Waukee only with an 8-point lead. Randall gets fouled from behind. Drew Schurz. That's his third. 4 fouls on Centennial, 3 on Waukee.
His third. Team foul number 4. Number 22, Jaden Rogers onto the floor for the Warriors.
Pfeiffer gets it knocked away. Beautiful play by Pratt again. Centennial another chance to eat back into the lead. Pratt thought about a three. Ryan swings it down low. A spin and a travel by Jack Kirby. Right idea, but he was in amongst the trees down low and had to figure out some way to get it back up.
How about Waukee have the luxury of bringing off the bench Owen Shipper and even Evan Jacobson as a freshman. Boy, and you were just hoping if you're Ankeny Centennial, man, if we could get something going here, even continue to put that pressure on. But Waukee, I feel like they really need to get a bucket here to end this third quarter, go to the fourth with some confidence.
Winkle almost grabs the steal. They get it back off, and it is stolen away by Bryan. 4 seconds. Pratt the other way, fires a long three. It's good! Here comes Ankeny Centennial. The lead is 5 at the end of the third quarter. We'll see you in the fourth. Waukee leads 38-33. You're watching the Central Iowa Sports Network.
Hi, this is Chris from Fireplace Superstore, and you've probably noticed there's shortages on most everything in the market today. Well, Heat and Glow has helped us out this year, and they are focusing their energy on their gas fireplace inserts. So if you've got a drafty old wood-burning fireplace and you want to get it retrofitted into a beautiful, high-efficient gas fireplace, come see us. We will have product to sell you.
Heat and Glow gas fireplace insert from Fireplace Superstore. 109th and Douglas in Urbandale, just west of Homeacres.
Welcome back to the Central Iowa Sports Network. I hope you didn't turn away when it was 15-0 at the end of the first quarter. Take a look at the buzzer-beating three by Easton Pratt. Fading away and is able to hit the shot, and just like that, Hunter, Centennial is 5 points from the lead.
This was a 26-10 ball game at half, and at one point, Waukee was leading by, 17, 19
points? It was 19-1, I think. 19-1 at one point.
And so you're thinking...
Blues threw down the dunk, and everyone's like, well, that's it.
Yep.
See you later.
Yep, that's all that there is right there. And so, we talked about this, that you just like the way that Ankeny Centennial finished the second half, and you're thinking, okay, if they can, kind of build some confidence to start the second half, maybe they can find their way back into it. Not only have they found their way back into it, but they're just a couple possessions from taking the lead.
Winkle trying a little too much, travels, and gives the ball back to Waukee. It's like you said, and you brought it up perfectly in the third. It just feels like Waukee has had so many opportunities, just hasn't done it.
I can't tell you how many offensive rebounds they have had tonight, and a lot of good looks close to the basket, a lot of open looks from beyond the arc, and they just have not fallen. And so give Ankeny Centennial credit when they haven't been able to connect. They've been able to.
Jags outscored the Warriors 23 points to 12 in the third quarter. Ballou spots for three. And good. His jump shot hasn't been there a ton this season, but there he makes it count and silences the Centennial crowd for now.
Well, eighth made three of the season, and Ballou sat out for length of time there towards the end of the third quarter. That is just what the Warriors needed.
Winkle underneath, kicked it out, thought he might go for it. Bryan puts up the two, won't go. Rebound down low. No foul called. Piper with the rebound.
Well, and the Ankeny Centennial staff not happy, thought that Vasquez was fouled, and I could see where they were a little unhappy with that one.
Foul on the other side, though, and that will be a under the basket play. 6:55 to go here in the fourth quarter. Warriors on top, 41-33. Substitution as Jack Kirby checks in for Easton Pratt. Every Jaguar that has touched the floor tonight has scored. They only go, 7 deep? Ballou again. Off back iron, rebound grab by Costello. He gets bumped. Fight for the ball, and the possession arrow will go to Waukee. I tell you what, though, for Luke Winkle, it's not been his night shooting, but he is definitely putting out the hustle.
Yeah, and you're going to get that from him. That's what you want out of a captain, a guy that even when things aren't going well offensively, still able to make plays happen. And Ballou really working hard there to draw that foul. Ankeny Centennial, you got to give them credit. They have not been afraid to match up with Ballou here tonight.
Chase Shuddy's second foul will send Omaha Ballou to the line. He missed 2 earlier tonight. Or actually, he wasn't in the form of shooting, so they're going to go underneath the basket again. That's 6 fouls on Ankeny Centennial, 1 away from the bonus. Not what you need when you're trying to come back into a ball game. Littlefield. Back out to Pfeiffer. Ballou to the basket. Easy off the glass again. Once he gets that hop step, it's hard to guard him. He's got 17 tonight. Ryan spins, backdoor, blocked behind by Pfeiffer. And a reach-in foul on Cooper Randall. Chase Shuddy was the one to draw it. It's hard enough to come back into a game, but it's even harder to then take said lead if you come back.
Yeah, and again, that's why I'm sure Ankeny Centennial would love to have that first quarter back in the worst of ways. But even if it doesn't go Ankeny Centennial's way with still a lot of basketball left, you got to just admire just the fight that this team has had, because it easily could have been just a blowout of a night for Waukee, but Centennial wasn't going to make it that easy.
Winkle to the corner, three-pointer, rims out. Ballou on the rebound. Ballou to Rogers, upstairs, couldn't get it. He goes right back to Omaha Ballou. Rogers said, I can't do that. I'll give it right back to you. Timeout, Ankeny Centennial. Waukee trying to pull back away. 45-33. We'll take a break. You're watching the Central Iowa Sports Network.
Ever have one of those awkward moments when a business disappointed you? You got ripped off? Didn't get what you expected? The Better Business Bureau can help you avoid these uncomfortable situations. BBB accredited businesses are honest, ethical, and reviewed annually by the BBB. Don't experience another awkward moment with a bad business. Trust the ones that operate with integrity. Look for the BBB seal. It's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Welcome back to the Central Iowa Sports Network. 45-33, Waukee on top of Centennial. Take a look at the putback dunk in quotations. Rogers went up for it, couldn't get it. Ballou finishes and gives Waukee to extend it. Omaha Ballou has all points so far. He's got 7 this quarter for Waukee. Centennial, no points this quarter.
And that's what you want. You want your all-star to take over. When things are going tough, when the other team is putting some pressure on, trying to come back, that is when you rely on your star. And that he has been able to do just a bit of everything, affect it on the defensive end, and then get the big points on the offensive end.
Long three from the top of the key it goes. Drew Schurz, third three of the ball game.
And all coming in the second half, and that was with a Omaha Ballou right in his face. Got the confidence going right now.
5:19 remaining. Littlefield, backdoor cut, won't go. Cannot grab the rebound. Centennial with a chance to cut back into the lead. Shuddy down low. Ballou kind of flopped down to the floor, and Shuddy put it in.
Well, Shuddy, real good football player, using that toughness right there to just be able to bump Ballou and gain the space there for the points. Ankeny Centennial continuing to hang in there.
Ballou, long three at the top, rattles out. Here come the Jags. Not going away yet. 4.5 to go. Quick step. Up for 2. Blocked by Ballou. And there will be a goaltend or basket interference on Omaha Ballou. So they will count the basket for Luke Winkle. Good call, I think.
Yeah, and it was a bit of a late whistle. The Ankeny Centennial staff was wanting it. And yeah, definitely right there, no doubt about it.
Kind of grabbed the bottom of the net, shook it. And not only is it a point, but Centennial, or excuse me, I thought Centennial would get the ball back. Waukee still gets the ball. Lead is 5. Foul on Winkle. And that puts Waukee in the bonus. So not what they wanted to do.
Not at all. That is a tough one right there on Winkle. They don't even inbound it, and that's when they call the foul. And so now Waukee will take that jaunt over from one of the floor to the next. And Waukee, they've been a little inconsistent at the line. 5-point game. You got to make these trips count.
Costello hits the front end of the 1-and-1. He's got 12 tonight. And he hits them both. I think we're back to the trading baskets phase that was hurting Centennial in the third before they went on a run. Centennial's going to have to go on another run if they want to close this thing out and go down as one of the better comebacks we've seen. 3 at the top. In again! Oh my goodness. Easton Pratt again.
Easton Pratt says, don't forget about me. I was the one that knocked down that fadeaway shot to end the third and picking up right where he left off.
Blue tries his luck. It will not go. The lead is 4.
Just don't like the shot selection right now for Waukee.
Winkle. Foul. They got blocked by Ballou, but he's going to go to the line to shoot 2. Boy, this no-quit attitude by Centennial has been unbelievable.
And it all goes back to their coach, Bob Fontana. You know, this was really a dream of him to go back home, coach up this team, and he's really confident in these guys. And, man, as sure-handed as they come at the line as Luke Winkle cannot afford to go 0 for 2. That is just a big 0 for 2 stretch there for the junior.
Winkle has 7. Remember, Waukee is in the bonus, so you don't want to foul if you're Centennial if you can't help it. And there's an offensive foul on Omaha Ballou. I think that's just his second.
And that will be the 6th team foul on Waukee, so that number is creeping up here, but still a lot of basketball left.
Yeah, still 3.5 to go. Centennial trying to take their first lead of the night. They trail by 4, but it's going to be tough in front of this road crowd. Layup off the glass is good by Drew Schurz. He has come alive here in the second half.
What a night for him. 11 points. Steal off the inbounds.
Winkle floats, misses. Ballou with the rebound. Winkle had a chance to tie. They go up floor to Costello. He floats. No. Give it back to Costello. He gets fouled and one. Centennial crowd wanted an over the back on Vance Pfeiffer. They didn't get it, and then they were really upset after the and one. Take a look at the replay.
Well, that's
Pfeiffer, I think they missed a call on Pfeiffer.
And that would be the second over the back that could have been potentially called. Big three-point swing there from Mason Costello. Didn't like the initial shot there, but able to clean it up with the rebound, put back, while being fouled to gain a little separation.
Under 3 minutes to go here at the Waukee Fieldhouse. Number 3 versus number 4. Wide open for 3 is Schurz. He hits again. Unbelievable night so far by Drew Schurz. He has 14.
Downtown Drew tonight, Blake. My gosh.
Waukee led 19-1 at one point, and a timeout called just doesn't look like we were maybe going to get an offensive timeout or an offensive foul. Full timeout. We'll take a breather. You guys should too. 50-48. You're watching the Central Iowa Sports Network.
An honest day's work deserves an honest day's treat.
No extra charge.
And that is why we choose Honest Wrenches. No extra charge. And it's how service should be.
Welcome back to the Central Iowa Sports Network. It's the holiday season. We've been gifted with a wonderful game tonight on this Friday night. Take a look at the three-pointer by Drew Schurz. His 4th 3 of the half. He's got 14 half. He's got 14. The lead is 2 for Waukee.
Well, we were really impressed with Waukee's defense for the majority of the first half. It has not been here in the second half. Drew Schrier's there in the corner saying, give it to me, give it to me. Nobody's over here, and he has had the hot hand downtown. Drew trying to pull the Jaguars back in this one, have not led, but they're down just 2. This was a 19-1 ball game in favor of Waukee.
When was the last time a team has scored 0 points in a quarter and won the ball game? I don't know if I've ever seen it. Chance to tie or take the lead here for Centennial. Unbelievable by the Jags tonight. Schurz off glass, little force, won't go. 2:06 to go.
Waukee just needs to run their offensive set here. Thought that they missed a screen and roll opportunity with Ballou off the timeout.
Remember, Waukee is in the bonus. Littlefield free for 3. It's good. His 4th three-pointer of the evening. That is a huge shot with 1 minute and 42 seconds to go. Winkle all the way. Gets blocked by Pfeiffer. Ballou takes it. Waukee ball, 1 minute 30 to go. The lead is 5. When do you foul if you're Centennial? Costello to the lane. Up for 2. Off the glass. Won't go. Rebound tipped around. Grabbed by Schurz. Schurz kicks to the corner. 3-pointer by Pratt. That won't go, and Ballou's on the glass. Deciding not to foul yet. And now they do. They will send Omaha Ballou to the line to shoot a 1-and-1. I like the shot selection in the corner, though.
I do too, and going back to the initial question, when were you going to commit that foul if you're Centennial? It was just a matter of what you were going to do after that offensive possession. You had the good look in the corner. You want to give it to a guy like Pratt, who has proven that he can make those big threes when needed, and then as Waukee was bringing it in, you're going to test Omaha Ballou, who has been inconsistent at the line here tonight.
Omaha hits his first. He's got 20 tonight. Trying to extend the lead to 7 here on this free throw. He cannot. 6-point lead, 1:03 to go. Centennial's got to be quick. Winkle. Top of the key. He'll go baseline. Gets caught. Goes to the top. Pratt for 2. Yes. Timeout on the floor. And they will take a full timeout. We'll take a breather. Take one with them. 54-50. Waukee on top. You're watching the Central Iowa Sports Network.
Our year-end sales event is going on now at DeArmond Ford Indianola.
Find out why more people are coming to DeArmond Ford Indianola to buy their new Fords and certified pre-owned vehicles.
Come see the newest state-of-the-art dealership in the area. Every new Ford and pre-owned used is clearly tagged with one low price. Experience the DeArmond difference.
DeArmond Ford Indianola, DeArmondFord.com.
Welcome back to the Central Iowa Sports Network. Waukee on top of Ankeny Centennial 54-50. Hunter, this game has had everything. We've had wild dunks, we've had wild threes, we've had 0-point quarters, and still Centennial has a chance to win this ball game.
I mean, this game has delivered and some. And, we weren't joking when we said that, 'tis the season for being spoiled of this holiday season. Well, we're getting spoiled a little early here, and what a response from Ankeny Centennial. It really all started towards the tail end of the second quarter. No, they were down by 16 at half, but this team has continued to fight and has made things difficult for Waukee.
Waukee gets it across. Pfeiffer all the way. Can't go. Ballou on the rebound. He tries a one-handed dunk and misses. Gets his own rebound, and we're going to have a jump ball. And it'll be Centennial ball. I'm going to be honest. I'm very surprised they even tried to keep scoring.
I'm a little bit too, because you want to take as much clock as you can.
Try to kill the clock.
But I think, as a player, you see that you're a little bit open there in transition, and so you're thinking that, okay, I'm going to get myself either some points or I'm going to get fouled, but neither happened.
Winkle set back by Vance Pfeiffer. Vance has 2 points tonight, but man, he has had his presence felt on the defensive end. They get it in. Top of the key to Nick Vasky. 25 seconds to go. Don't have a lot of time to waste. Winkle just stops and fires a three, misses, and that is long and out of bounds. And that was the chance for Centennial. And now Waukee just has to get it in, and we'll expect it to be fouled. Ballou has it. They do not want to foul him, and they do finally. 13 seconds on the clock. Hesitant there for a little bit.
It's just that little hesitation there from Winkle, and I mean, you're only given that one opportunity to let it fly. Made a three earlier. Again, that's not really his game, though. He's the guy that's looking to set it up.
But no matter how we finish tonight out, what about the effort from Ankeny Centennial? This game, I mean, is going to look, quote, closer than it was, but in a way it really wasn't. If anything, the first half was just an anomaly. And the anomaly is that, you know, Warriors come out strong here in the second, and Centennial just that run in the third.
And more than doubling their scoring from the first half in the third quarter.
Omaha is able to hit one at the line. 5-point game, 13 seconds to go. Walton waits. Or Winkle waits, picks it up. He'll go to the corner. Ballou, quick reflexes, knocks it out of bounds. 9 seconds. And now Pratt will throw in. Winkle has it. Drives, layup is good. 4 seconds, time out. See how long they take it here. I think it's going to be a full. Do we want to stay here or do we want to take a break? We'll just stay right here with 4 seconds to go. Well, anything can happen here. I've seen a lot of games turn out like this. But Waukee here, what do you do? What do you got to do here to throw this thing in?
Well, you want your tallest guy, I think, to really throw this one in, or just your most sure-handed point guard. And we've seen that Ankeny Centennial has made it difficult at times here tonight on these inbounding plays. And so it's really going to be a lot of fun to see how both of these coaches manage this. But if I'm Waukee, you know, and again, if you don't like what you see, I believe they do have 2 timeouts to spare, so they can burn one here to be able to not get that 5-second violation. But yeah, they're going to go with Costello, which, you know, again, this is your point guard. This is the guy that you want. And then no doubt they're going to target number 0. So how many guys does Centennial put on him? And, you know, if anything, they want to try to force maybe a guy like Vance Pfeiffer to catch it and then draw a quick foul if you cannot come away with the steal. But Ankeny Centennial, they're a gritty team and never know what will happen.
Littlefield grabs it, 3 seconds. They toss it up. That will do it. Waukee will survive Ankeny Centennial. 55-52 is your final score. Final thoughts on this one, Hunter. What a game. I mean, Centennial down 19-1 at one point. Comes all the way back. Couldn't quite ever take the lead, but, man, phenomenal basketball game.
There's no such things as moral victories. And, you know, Bob Fontana and his staff are going to say, when we came off the bus, we need to be ready to play here in this opening quarter. And you got to give credit to Waukee. I mean, they came out and they were able to spread the ball around. They were able to affect the game really defensively, force Ankeny Centennial into some difficult shots. But Centennial, you know, they're here to remind you, and they did, that we're a team that, you know, the cards may stacked against us, you know, from an athletic standpoint, from, you know, a height perspective, but not from the amount of heart that we're going to show. And so, you know, Ankeny Centennial proved a lot tonight. And for Waukee, you know, Coach Kanaski, I'm sure he's not going to be real happy after this one, because this is a game that they had very much in hand. But this is also the kind of game that's going to make you better. And so, very good game. 2 ranked matchups we saw here tonight, Blake, on the girls' side and the boys' side. Both games did not disappoint, and we're only getting started for this season. Just a lot of fun.
We'll see how the AP poll goes from here as number 4 Waukee takes down number 3 ranked Ankeny Centennial 55-52. That will do it for us, from all of us here on the Central Iowa Sports Network. Our Triple R production crew of Rachel, Randy, and Reese. Blake Walker, Hunter Phillips, happy holidays, everyone. Hope you all have a Merry Christmas. We'll see you back here next week for Ankeny and Ankeny Centennial on the Central Iowa Sports Network. Have a good rest of your night, everyone. Thanks for watching the Central Iowa Sports Network.